Systems welcomes you to this broadcast of high school varsity football playoffs. We are here at Sidney Memorial Stadium where the West Carrollton Pirates will take on the Sidney Yellow Jackets. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: Clopay Building Products, First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Winners Meats, Sidney Ogles Audiology, NKTelco, Precision Strip, Carriage Works, Cy Schwederman, the Minster Bank, Home and Interiors, New Knoxville Supply, Hoge Lumber, Cargill, Victory Machine, Hometown Opportunity, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Wagner's IGA, Brookside Labs, Forever Fit, Rachel's Cakes, Speedway Lanes, Boimer Construction, The Jewelry Barn, Tom and Jerry's, and Western Ohio Mortgage, all here sponsoring tonight's football playoff action between the West Carrollton Pirates and the Sidney Yellow Jackets. I'm Brandon Koveman along with Jeff Hinchin here at 30-0 Field here at Sidney High School. And Jeff, it's week 7 and a little new playoff format here. Two NBL teams squaring off that played just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, they did. Just 2 weeks ago, the game was decided by the Yellow Jackets 32-20. A game that got out to a quick start for the Yellow Jackets, and they basically maintained that lead throughout. But, you know, week 7 football usually is regular season. This year, like you mentioned, is the postseason. And for the Yellow Jackets, this will be their 3rd time in school history. They made it in 2017 and also in 1989. So every team obviously making the postseason this year. But Coach Dungeon, you know, told his team they're the 10th seed coming in. And next year, as the field expands to 12 teams per region, they would have made the playoffs next year with a 10th seed. So a positive note, you know, you earned a high ranking, but that's nice. You got to get the job done on the field. West Carrollton has played limited games, so they're kind of, if you will, growing yet because a couple games canceled, and they're looking to do some big damage here on the road.
And we're underway here at Sidney Memorial Field. It's Cedric Anthony that will bring the ball up. He'll bring it off across the 20-yard line and about the 26-yard line to set up shop for this West Carrollton offense. They are led by quarterback Kamari Cleveland. Cleveland 4th in the NBL in pass yards total, despite only playing 4 games. Big note, Jeff, is that Tyron Darby is out tonight. Let's look at the keys to the game for West Carrollton tonight.
Well, for the Pirates, they're going to play clean, take care of the football, eliminate penalties, stay within system, don't have negative plays. Get off to a good start. They're on the road. The team that beat them a couple weeks ago want to set the stage, their dominance if they can early on, and good offensive line, give their quarterback time and give their running backs openings. And you mentioned they're playing without a very good Darby tonight due to injury last week.
It's a little quick out to DeJuan Howard. It'll be a minimal gain of about a yard to start for the West Carrollton Pirates. Darby had 2 touchdowns the other week. Actually, they're going to mark that 2nd and 9. This will bring up 1-yard gain there. And on the other side for the Jackets,
big plays for Darby the meeting here, a 51-yard, I believe, run and a 54-yard touchdown catch. So obviously he's not playing today, but had a big game against the Yellow Jackets a couple weeks ago.
Cleveland receives a snap, hands it off Howard. DeJuan Howard spins across. He'll go out to about the 34-yard line. That'll be a gain of 7. It'll make it about a 3rd and 2 here.
That's a good play there on 2nd and long. This brings up a very manageable 3rd and short. So again, if they want to get off to a fast start, they're going to the line of scrimmage quick here, Brandon.
Playing with tempo, Cleveland. Again to Howard. And I think he might have got stuffed maybe a little short. Let's see where they spot the ball.
Initial spot would say they've got it, I'm guessing. They needed the 34, and it looks like the mark, I'm seeing some guys on the 36 maybe. So didn't need much, but they got enough.
So just enough for the first down, right where they had to get it at the 36-yard line. So a first down for the Pirates. And head coach Dion Black, 1-3. The Pirates are their lone win coming against the Greenville Green Wave.
And that was just last week. Greenville, I believe, winless on the year, but yet again a good win for West Carrollton. Again, only their 5th game with a couple of those games lost canceled through the regular season.
Howard gets taken down in the backfield there. And that was Jaden Swigert with the tackle there for Sidney. Sidney actually has one of the lead tacklers in the MVL, and Devin Taborn there on the defensive line. It'll be 2nd and 12, a loss of 2 there for DeJuan Howard.
Swagger, number 78, junior, 6'3", 252 pounds. Has been playing very nice football this season. He's a good basketball player on the city basketball team as well. So the big man getting it done for the Yellow Jackets with a nice tackle for a loss.
Cleveland in the gun, receives the snap. Play action pass, bounces off, and it's intercepted by Sidney. Sidney going streaking down the sideline, and they'll be stopped there. That was number 35, Curtis Spangler, on the interception that bounced off a Sidney defender, and Spangler in the right place and the right time as we look at our Winter Quality Meets replay.
Watch the play here. Sharp ball a little high off of a couple. The receiver and the defender, number 37 for Sidney, actually deflected it to his teammate, number 35. He said Spangler.
Yep, Curtis Spangler with the interception. Went off Chris Hughes. That'll bring out the Sidney attack, and Cedric Johnson, the leader in pass yards in the Miami Valley League. He'll give it to no, he'll keep it on the keeper there. He'll go down to about the 35-yard line. Give Cedric Johnson a gain of 6 there on first down, Jeff.
Well, nice chunk plays. Again, they get the ball in great field position in West Carrollton territory, and right away, a quick 6-yard carry.
Cedric Johnson, very lethal through the air all year long. Him and his favorite target, Avante Martin, who's on the bottom of your screen. Martin second, and give it to E.J. Davis. He goes sweeping right side, works his way up to about the 31-yard line.
Good for a first down. Well, he nearly was tackled in the backfield for a loss, but able to get out of what looked like a shirt tackle, and again, take a negative play and turn it not only into positive yards, but more importantly, a first down.
I'll get him to the 30-yard line there. And looking at the keys to the game for the Sidney Yellow Jackets here for the Jackets, Jeff.
Win a turnover battle. Good start. They're +1 right now. More big plays. They want to get some 20-yard chunk plays if they can. Right now, this one's going for small gain and be better on 3rd and 4th down efficiency. As you and I talked, I mentioned before the game, teams that usually have in a stat column a high efficiency, especially on 3rd downs, seemingly seem like those are the guys that are winning ball games. So they want to be good on those 3rd down and 4th downs. One way you do is you keep yourself in system. You don't avoid negative plays.
Jay Davis gets a 2-yard gain there on first down. 8:07 to go. A Curtis Spangler interception. A ball that deflected off a Sidney helmet. Spangler, right place, right time. A turnover quickly for the Pirates. Johnson, the lefty, back in the gun. He'll go play action, tunnel screen out to Avante Martin. Martin goes to the 20-yard line. He's inside the red zone. He makes a move, and he'll be taken down with inside the 10-yard line. They'll give him about the 7-yard line there, or the 8-yard line. Take that back. Give it about a gain of 20.
Nice pass and catch and good move by Martin. Is he a tall 6'3", good target, a long target if you will, and some nice speed there. Not only break a few tackles, get some yards. You mentioned the big chunk plays. There's a 20-yarder. That's they got a turnover early to start the game, a big chunk play of 20 yards, and they're in the red zone. First and goal from the 8.
This team is absolutely hitting on keys early here. Sidney out. Devin Taborn to the right of Johnson. They'll give it to E.J. Davis, sweeping right side. He evades there.
Nice run, and he had a good angle from here. You could see from our view, it looked like if he just get the corner a little bit, he would be in for the score, and he did that. Nice blocking by his teammates. A good touchdown run by Davis. His 8th rushing touchdown of the season.
And right away, Sidney hammering in on them keys. Chunk plays and a run for E.J. Davis there, the junior, as you see him on the sideline there, being congratulated by coaches. And Carson Taylor puts through the PAT. Sidney quickly up ahead, 7-0 here. We'll take a quick short break here and be back next on NKTelco Sports.
Camler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
Back here at 30-0 field here at Sidney High School, where the Jackets take a quick 7-0 lead here over West Carrollton, Jeff.
Well, what more could you ask for? Keys of the game by Coach Dunges. 2 of the 3. Met already with the turnover, win the turnover battle, and then also now the chunk play of 20 yards got him down there. Good start for the Yellow Jackets, and again, opposite of what West Carrollton wanted to do. They wanted to get off to a good start on the road, trying to avenge a loss, and the hot pass for Will was a little high. The pinball ball, the 50-50 ball ends up in Sidney's hands, and they take advantage of it.
And there's a touchback there for Sidney. And they had some nice chunk plays there. Avante Martin gets a 20-yard reception there in that little, what I like to call a little tunnel screen there for him. They run that play very often for Martin if you watch any Sidney football. And it shows you why he's the second in the NBL in reception yards. So, when we talked about West Carrollton, they are without Tyron Darby, who had 2 touchdowns 2 weeks ago against Sidney.
He's our leading ground gainer on the season. Darby was coming in, averaging nearly 7 yards a carry, 4 rushing touchdowns, again, in just 5 games, or 4 games that they'd played. So Darby, a big big hole to fill, if you will, or big shoes to fill. And they got a first down in their first series, but then the turnover in their own territory aided in that Sidney first touchdown of the game.
You'll see DeJuan Howard and Terry Green Jr. split carries. Cleveland goes back to pass. He'll roll out to his left and right through the hands there of Jarrell Sanders. And there's a penalty marker down. And we'll look to see what the officials call here.
An eligible player downfield.
Yep, it was Musa.
Do you need help with that name?
Yeah.
I had it. Musa Abu Haydar.
Abu Haydar, yes.
Yeah, Abu Haydar.
And that's the signal that the refs gave us, the tapping of the head there. An eligible receiver downfield. Sidney will accept the penalty. That'll move back the Pirates 5 yards. 7:34 to go in the opening period. And there's a timeout, a quick timeout by Coach Dion Black. We'll take a quick one with them, and we'll be back next on NKTelco Sports.
Clopay Building Products, America's favorite garage door, is now hiring for all manufacturing and over-the-road CDLA driving positions. Clopay is the largest residential garage door manufacturer in North America, and we are continuing to grow. Join our team and work in a safe, clean, modern environment. Clopay offers a great benefits package, is an equal opportunity employer, and a drug-free work environment. Imagine the possibilities when you open the door to your career at clopaydoor.com/careers.
Back here at 30-0 field, here for playoff football here in Division III Region 8. Brandon Coverman along with Jeff Pinchin, and couldn't ask for much of a better start for the Jackets, Jeff.
No, you can't. We mentioned already to take advantage of the turnover, a good field position, a big play to get them down, and they finish, and a pretty efficient drive. And right now their defense, getting a big gift here, the penalty on a 1st and 15 deep inside West Carrollton territory. They can get a couple stops here. They'll get the ball back with good field position.
DeJuan Howard will work his way up to about the 20-yard line on the fake handoff.
Gets the penalty yards back.
Now makes it 2nd and 10. Back to the original line of scrimmage for Coach Dion Black's squad. He said this team was supposed to play on September 11th, about a little over a month ago, but due to a West Carrollton positive COVID case, that game was delayed, and Sidney played New Richmond, which we brought for you here on NKTelco Sports.
Yeah, they're a tough competitor, and Sidney, after New Richmond scored 70-plus points in the week before, drove down and got an opening drive touchdown, but Sidney really clamped down and lost, but held them to a 21-7 deficit.
Cleveland's pass incomplete to Jordan Berry, the intended receiver. That'll bring up a 3rd and long here. It'll be interesting to see if the Jackets dial up any pressure here on 3rd and long. Well,
definitely when you bring some pressure, you gamble a bit, but makes the quarterback a little bit more antsy if you get some hands in his face, but you also limit yourself maybe then when you bring extra players in to more one-on-one coverage downfield. So it's a give and take. You have to trust your defenders to make sure they cover and don't lose containment.
West Carrollton will go trips out on the bottom of the screen. They'll go 2 receivers on the top, so they go empty here. Cleveland to receive the snap, and the flags fly.
Possibly a delay of game.
Spot on call there, Jeff. And that makes the 3rd down even longer.
Well, 2 penalties here on this drive, so not a very pretty possession here. As again, they go back 5, and it is a bit breezy, and the American flag might be in West Carrollton's face if they can force a punt.
Cleveland's pass just high, and Cedric Anthony, the intended receiver there, 4th and 15 with 6:43 remaining in the opening period, and West Carrollton will bring out their punt unit.
Well, Cleveland's, all of his passes, seemingly the ones he's missed on, have all been high. It's like everything, the first one he threw was intercepted, but a couple of these here have all been a little bit higher than, you know, his receivers can get their hands on. So over 3 on the night is Cleveland to start off his passing game.
And back in receiving for
There's
the punt
a short
is
kick.
Isaiah Clark, and a punt that just goes horribly wrong there.
Great field position
For West
for
Carrollton.
Yellow Jackets. 2 in their second possession. First one, great field position on their own West Carrollton's 41. They're going to have better field position here, have it on the 26.
Yeah, and that really, I think, makes your offense start out really calm, so to speak. You're not asking a lot for Cedric Johnson. You know, it's a short field to work with. Doesn't take much to capitalize on. So I think that's something that Cedric Johnson could get this team going here. They want to hop on early and take advantage of this.
Well, they got on early last meeting, score going at, I think, 17-0 at half, and if I'll check, but there were some penalties in that game or some turnovers that helped Sidney in the first meeting. So this is a negative play here, but boy, chance here to get a 2-touchdown lead early.
And we're about halfway through quarter 1. E.J. Davis, a loss of a yard there. Said Johnson, the leader in pass yards. It's the 2nd year of the Miami Valley League for Sidney and West Carrollton, who were members of the G-Walk.
You mentioned Johnson, 941 passing yards on the season, 7 touchdowns along with 5 interceptions.
Johnson rolls out. He goes for the end zone. Going up and getting that.
He caught him, I believe he's out of bounds.
That was number 19, Sam Reynolds. A great ball thrown, but even better coverage to force Reynolds out of bounds there by the West Carrollton DB.
It brings up 3rd and long, but that Reynolds, the intended receiver, would have been his 17th catch and his 2nd touchdown. But again, ball a little bit out of play, and probably 2-down territory here for the Yellow Jackets. You mentioned 3rd down, 4th down conversion. They had a -1 and an incomplete pass. Important here on 3rd down to get positive yards, bring up a 4th and short.
And the screen sniffed out. That's 2 Reynolds again. They'll go down to about the 25-yard line, give him a gain of 2.
Not much, but again, they avoid and they get a 3-yard gain, but still brings up a long 4th and 8 here.
They bring in a completely new lineup. Expect maybe a pooch punt here.
Or
they're going for a long field goal.
This would be a 41-yard field goal try.
You don't see that too often. The lefty Carson Taylor.
Wind is behind his back.
And that's through.
Boy, line drive kick is good. 41-yard field goal.
Carson Taylor drilling that through. I thought it might have been a pooch punt situation. You don't see too many high school teams go for a 41-yard field goal, but Carson Taylor drilled it through like it was no problem. 10-0 Sidney over West Carrollton. We'll come back next with West Carrollton's drive here next on NKTelco Sports.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it. And online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Sidney up 10-0 on West Carrollton, taking advantage of a disastrous punt, a 41-yard field goal by Carson Taylor.
For Taylor, just his second field goal of the season. It surpasses the season long of his first one, which was 34 yards, so a 41-yard field goal. And yes, Brandon, you don't see many 41-yarders, and it was well struck. It wasn't very high, kind of a line drive kick, but he got it high enough and kept it straight and earned 3 points, give his team a quick 10-0 lead with 5:05 left to go in the first quarter.
Well, and you made a good point too there. The wind's to his back, so that definitely gives him a little bit of an assist.
It didn't hurt. Now remember the punt. I saw the punt. I don't think it was blocked or anything, but you saw that high punt just basically come back. Maybe he mishit the punt as well, but the wind blowing towards his face for the punter didn't help. And great field position. They don't get a touchdown, although they came close, as you see the wind blowing there. That's basically from the right of your screen going to the left. But they do come away with points. And again, they got on top of West Carrollton 2 weeks ago. Right now they're trying to do the same.
Yeah, so the drive stalls for Sidney, but they do manage 3 points. And West Carrollton's third drive of the quarter now, as Kamari Cleveland hands it off to DeJuan Howard. Howard will go up to about the 25-yard line, give him a nice gain of 5 on that first down.
Yeah, last meeting just 2 weeks ago, Taylor opened up the game with a 34-yard field goal, and then it was, which led to a 17-0 halftime score that the Yellow Jackets took into the locker room. So both field goal makes by Taylor on the season have come against West Carrollton.
Go out of the pistol. Here comes Cleveland. He receives the snap. Hands it off again to Howard. Howard breaking a tackle.
Spin.
And spins a couple times. A nice move by DeJuan Howard. And a great run out to about the 44, 45-yard line. Give him a game of either 19 or 20 there.
Give him a 19-yard pickup. And you mentioned the nice run by Howard. A lot of spin moves. Take another good look at it here. He was, in theory, could have been stopped a couple times. There was 1, 2, maybe a tackle there, 3. But good heads-up running by Howard. Much needed for his team. First down.
Nice little spin cycle move there by DeJuan Howard. They'll give him officially a gain of 20 on that run. 4:05 remaining in the first, and West Carrollton trying on their third drive to reach Sidney territory as they'll go pistol again. Cleveland hands it off. It's Terry Green Jr. Jr. puts his way to about midfield at about the 50-yard line there. Another.
Yeah, finally got into now Sidney territory.
They'll officially mark at the 49-yard line.
Pretty good start here now, this drive compared to the last drive, which was a couple penalties, and you mentioned the poor punt. So by far, this is their third drive now out across midfield into Sidney territory, and a drive that the Pirates need to get here, trailing already 10-0.
2nd and 4, ball rest on the Sidney 49-yard line for the Pirates of West Carrollton. Cleveland, 2 receivers on the top of your screen, 1 on the bottom. Cleveland back to pass.
A lot of time.
His options, yes, a lot of time. He throws it out, and that is wide, but a flag is thrown.
Puts right down here near the receiver, ineligible downfield is the initial signal. So again, a lot of time those linemen kind of lose track maybe where they're at, because you don't know if your quarterback's going to run, which he kind of did start a little bit, and you want to block downfield, but then when he throws the ball, if you're more than, I think it's 2 yards past the line of scrimmage and you got the high numbers on, you're penalized.
Yeah, and I don't forget if it's 2 or it's 5 yards, but it might be 5 in the NFL. But it'll bring up 2nd and 9 nonetheless, back in their own territory at the 46-yard line for Kamari Cleveland's offense.
Well, this is another negative play, if you will.
Cleveland will be back. He'll receive the snap.
Did they move the first down marker on that, Brandon? Why is the first down marker now on the 45? I'm curious here because now it's back to the 50. Remember, they got it just across to the 49. And I thought the first down marker still should have been on the 39.
Yeah, I'm not so sure myself, but it's a 4-yard gain nonetheless for Cleveland there on the scramble there. It'll bring up 3rd and 5 right at midfield.
I'm puzzled.
I am too.
Because the ball was on the 49 when they snapped it. The penalty would have moved the ball back. I mean, you don't, something doesn't seem right there. It's a 3rd and 5. I think it should be more like 3rd and 10. But I don't know.
Cleveland. It's 2 receivers at the top and bottom of your screen. Will go play action.
Again,
Cleveland scrambles out.
He's got room.
Can he get the first down? He gets to the 43-yard line. That'll be enough for a first down. A 7-yard gain there for Kamari Cleveland on the scramble.
They're marked about the 41, it looks like. So a first down.
You see Cleveland just makes a nice run. Way to convert on 3rd down. Nothing going downfield, so why not use your legs? And yeah, they will put him at the 41-yard line, a gain of 9.
Well, they needed a conversion. They get their 2nd first down of the drive. And, you know, I'm still thinking if that ball was marked right, it would be 4th and 2 now because they'd have to get to the 39.
1st and 10 from the Sidney 41-yard line for West Carrollton. And that'll be a timeout there by West Carrollton, their 2nd. That'll give us the time to thank some of our sponsors here tonight. They are Clopay Building Products, Precision Strip, Carriage Works, Cy Schwederman, the Minster Bank, Home and Interiors, New Knoxville Supply, Hoge Lumber, Cargill, Victory Machine, Hometown Opportunity, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Wagner's IGA, Brookside Labs, Forever Fit, Rachel's Cakes, Speedway Lanes, Boimer Construction, Jewelry Barn, Tom and Jerry's, and Western Ohio Mortgage. Scoreboards brought to you by First National Bank. Keys the Game are brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. Replays are brought to you by Winners Meats. Starting lineups are Sidney Ogle's Audiology. And the player of the game is brought to you by NKTelco. Follow WCSM AM 1350, 96.7 FM, and their internet-exclusive games on www.wcsmradio.com. All season long, your sports leader in Mercer and Auglaize County. So a first down here for West Carrollton. By far their best drive so far, Jeff.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, it's also their 2nd timeout they've taken, which is fine. You know, you want to make sure you don't miscue or have a negative play here. You got some momentum. You got a nice quarterback scramble there for the first down and inside Jacket territory, and they a chance here for more positive yards on the end around or the inside pitch. Would you consider that a pass or a rush?
If it's forward, I believe it's a pass.
It looked like, I mean, he did shovel it. He didn't hand it off.
It would be a pass. It would be a forward pass.
All right, so there would be a pass completion, a short one. They get some to the 39. So back to my point, if that's the original yard to gain, they did get it. I'm still confused how that penalty didn't, how it kind of moved the chains, but you know, no one else is worried about it, so I'm going to leave it go. But the shovel pass there for 2 yards gets the ball to the 39, a short pickup, the first completion of the game for Cleveland. He comes in, as you mentioned, a lot of yards in just 4 games, 733, Brandon, with 8 touchdowns and just 3 interceptions. Threw his 4th interception earlier here in this first quarter.
And bottled up was DeJuan Howard. That was number 59. That was number 59, Carson Rosner, there on the stop. 3rd and 11, that'll bring up for the Jacket, or for the West Carrollton Pirates, excuse me. Under 1 minute to go now here in quarter number 1. Sidney with a 10-0 lead if you're just joining us. A Curtis Spangler interception on drive number 1 resulted in ending up in an E.J. Davis 8-yard touchdown run. And then a poor punt by West Carrollton resulted in a 41-yard field goal by Carson Taylor. That brings us to where we are now at 10-0, and DeJuan Howard right up the middle on 3rd down. He'll get down to about the 39, 38-yard line, but we'll be well short of the first down marker, and that may be the end of us for the end of the first quarter. Opting on what the Pirates want to do.
Well, if it's any consolation, and if they don't make another snap, they'll get to switch ends of the field and have the wind at their back. If they enjoy, you know, throwing the ball, I don't know how much that would affect it, but We mentioned it a little bit, and they're going to choose to go to the other end of the field.
And that's the wise choice. And that'll end the first quarter for us here at Memorial Stadium, 30-0 field in Sidney, Ohio. 10-0, Sidney leads West Carrollton. We'll take a quick commercial break, come back with the second quarter of action here next on NKTelco Sports.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Allglaze and Sidney Audiology are committed to providing the most advanced and affordable hearing care solutions.
Did you know that more and more insurances are offering coverage for hearing aids and that we are the most comprehensive provider in the area?
Because we want to serve all in our community, we partner with agencies such as Medicaid, OOD, Sertoma, and most recently the VA, helping our veterans find local solutions to their problems.
Don't leave unused benefits on the table this year. Call us today to see if you qualify.
Back here at 30-0 field here at Sidney High School, where the Sidney Yellow Jackets are ahead of the West Carrollton Pirates 10-0 in the opening weekend of the playoffs here in Week 7. Kamari Cleveland hands it off to Terry Green Jr. Looks like a miscommunication.
Yeah. I think he was handed off on the right side, and it was handed off on the left side.
And that was a stop on fourth down.
Yeah, a big stop there as again, that with 30 seconds or a minute, if you will, in between quarters, you think you would have a time to make a fourth down play. Everyone's on the same page, and obviously someone though misran. It looked like misran the route there as far as which side to get the handoff.
Yeah, and when we said that the field position changed here, or the wind changed, that the wind would be in favor of West Carrollton, and they still opt to go for the fourth down, and they run it. It's a pretty surprising play call there. But nonetheless, it brings Sidney on for their third drive. That drive bled over 6 minutes of clock as Cedric Johnson steps up in the pocket, and he is taken down.
Sacked
by number 6, Tony Buckner. There on the sack. That'll be a 2-yard loss.
Again, decent field position for the Yellow Jackets to start their offense here. Again, they started on the 41 their first drive. The West Carrollton 26 on their second drive, and now Sidney's own 40.
And you look at Sidney here. They go trips on the bottom of your screen. Avante Martin out wide. They'll go with a little speed option type play. Cedric Johnson will go down to about the 45-yard line.
A nice play there. Good decision as he saw the defender come up, and the defender's got to make a move. Are you going to pitch it, keep it? And he made the step, if you will, to the left. So
they'll bring up
Johnson able to cut through for 8.
Yep, they'll bring up a third and little intermediate here. As again, they'll go trips on the top of your screen. Reynolds will be alone on the bottom of your screen. It'll again be the same play call, but sniffed out again by number 6, Tony Buckner, who had the sack a little bit ago. That'll bring up fourth down and be a 3-and-out for Coach Adam Dunge's squad.
Well, their first 3-and-out of the game, and can't take advantage of decent field position, and good job by the West Carrollton Pirates defense.
When we talk about Sidney, they're probably happy they got on the board there fast because they were shut out last week by their rival Piqua, and it was 44-0. And they took a shellacking from one of the best teams in Division III. Piqua has the 3 seed in the region. So I'm sure it was a relief for Coach Dunge's squad to get on the board quick there. And the punt is away there by number 2, Wes Davidson. The ball will take a Sidney roll, and it'll go down to about the 13-yard line is where West Carrollton will take over. And talk about West Carrollton last drive, Jeff. They had a long drive. It was 6 minutes, but it just barely got past midfield of Sidney. And
yeah,
Mark Cleveland only completing 1 pass so far.
Well, they kept the clock running just with, I think there's a pass by, yes, I think the pass they had was inbound. So, it was a long drive. They started on their 20, got it across midfield, and basically to the Sidney 40, so not a lot of yards, but it did consume clock, and just unfortunately kind of self-destructed there. at the end, and then that miscommunication on 4th down. Couldn't even get let's say, a quality effort on 4th and 8 to get a shot at it. But defense, for their credit, their defense. They're going to give their offense the ball back, albeit another long field. They give it back to them within just a couple minutes of giving it up. So a new life for the Pirates.
Cleveland will hand it off to Juan Howard. Howard working his way
spin
through, and he spins through, and Howard with a big run there. It'll be about 16 yards. Might have got away with a Sidney face mask there, potentially. They'll mark him out at the 30-yard line, so give him 17 yards to Juan Howard. That's his second run where he's just spun through the Sidney defense, no problem.
He's had some nice runs. Take a look at here. Watch. As we see, that's back to live action, but Howard on the season, again, filling in for Darby now, has a healthy 5.3 average, so he's a quality back. Already a couple of rushing touchdowns in the 4 games they've played. And he's been very elusive here. He's broke some tackles already here in this first half.
A 3-yard run there for Howard on first down brings up 2nd and 7. Howard, just a sophomore. So very young and talented back for Coach Dion Black's squad. Troy up 21-0 in the first quarter in their contest. And they'll go out of the eye here. It'll be a fullback dive here, and met right away and stood up by the city line. That was again Tony Buckner playing both ways, who had the sack there on the last drive. Bring up a 3rd and 5 from the 35-yard line.
Well, again, here's a defensive stand if you can for the Yellow Jackets. Probably if they can hold them here to minimal yards, they're going to force a punt. And you hate to give up first down, so here's a chance for your defense, for Sidney, to make a play. At times, Cleveland has had some time in the backfield, although he's not really capitalized too much. He did have a scramble for a first down in the last possession, but he's only connected on 1 of 4 passes so far to start the game for just 2 yards.
They'll go out of the eye. They'll roll out to the right. Cleveland trying to escape pressure. He'll get rid of it. It's caught, but it's short of the marker there. On the reception was Jordan Berry. It's going to bring up 4th down and an interesting play call here. We'll see what Coach Black's squad does.
He had decent time, but then pressure coming from a couple Yellow Jackets, and the receiver came back and got it right about, like I said, the 38-yard line. So one of those gamble situations. You're down 10-0, and it looks like they're going to try to gain 6 feet here for the first down.
Go 4th and 2 from the 38-yard line. They'll again go out of the eye. Sidney will pack the box. Handoff, Howard taken down in the backfield by Sidney. 3 Jackets there converge, and a nice hold there by the Sidney defense. 2 stops on 4th down. Well, we talked about a key to the game here before we started here, Jeff.
Well, they mentioned 3rd down, 4th down efficiency. Well, this time defensively, you know, the Yellow Jackets defense, they prevent the first down, so their defense comes up big time on a good tackle there. I believe it was, you had the number of shoestring, and he had other players come in and help him. Who was the guy on the bottom?
Keenan Johnson there that on the stop originally. 2 backfield for Sidney. Johnson will quickly throw another tunnel screen out to Avante Martin. He's inside the 30, he's inside the 25, he's inside the red zone, and he's tripped up at about the 18-yard line. Avante Martin on a big reception there, about 19 yards there for Martin.
Give him 21 yards on that passing catch from the 37 down to the 18. And that's, again, another 20-yard plus chunk play, and that's what Coach Dungeons wanted to see out of his offense. Some big yards at a crack, you know, keep the defense off balance and try to take advantage of the opportunities to make some big plays.
E.J. Davis sweeping right side on the bottom of your screen. He'll be inside the 15. He'll go down to about the 12-yard line and gain a 6 for E.J. Davis.
Nice run by Davis. Had a nice blocker out in front, and basically just he followed him the whole way. As you see a replay here, just a nice block here by his teammate. We'll get the number here. A couple nice blocks to get him to the outside, but down, number 6 there had some nice play as well, Devin Taborn.
2nd and 3 from the 12-yard line. A motion Davis up in front of Johnson. It'll be play action, a little screen tipped at the line. They were intending another little tunnel screen for Reynolds. It'll bring up 3rd and short from the 12-yard line.
A ball, when it's deflected like that up in the air, you hold your breath, because not sure, you know, if a Pirate gets it, there is no one. It's going to be a foot. I mean, they're off to the other end of the field, and it's going to be a foot race on who can catch the defender if that ball is picked off. And for the Yellow Jackets, fortunately, it falls to the ground.
7:04 remaining. Devin Taborn out to the right. Davis to the left of Johnson. They'll give it to Taborn on the sweep. He'll try to evade a couple defenders, but he is corralled by a plethora of West Carrollton Pirates. Cannon Gibbs there on the stop. They'll put him at about the 29-yard line, and yet again they'll call it the special teams unit, and Carson Taylor try to punch through another field goal.
He was successful from 41 in the first quarter with the wind behind his back. So we'll see once here how he does with a, what is a 36-yarder now? 29, 36-yard. The ball will be snapped from the 19, 7 yards back for the spot, and 10 for the end zone. That's 36, right?
Yep, and a late entry coming on the field. Cedric Johnson will be the holder. And it's blocked. And it'll be scooped up by West Carrollton going the other way. I might have been ruled dead. That's number 10.
He's the one that made the tackle. He was in on the last play.
Going to the end zone.
I'm waiting for a signal here as
and the officials are conferencing. They didn't signal. Officials conferencing. They
I
didn't.
would think it's a live ball. It's a block kick, and it never crossed the line of scrimmage. So it's a live ball that, you know, anyone can pick up. If it crosses the line of scrimmage, then it's like a punt, from what I've been told.
Cannon Gibbs there, the one that ran it into the end zone.
We're going to run it right now. Take another look at it here. Who got the block, right? You know, there was at the line of scrimmage. So it never crossed the line of scrimmage. 52 for West Carrollton with the block.
Devin Saddle.
And 10 picked it up and went the distance here. We're still waiting. I'm not for sure.
Well, if it didn't cross the line of scrimmage.
Are you allowed to advance a block kick? I think it should be a touchdown. Would be my call. From what I know, which isn't a lot about football, I think it's a touchdown.
And I don't think they're going to rule it a touchdown. The coaches are giving an explanation to Coach Dion Black.
They didn't touch the ball. They wouldn't touch the ball. Would have been
well, I'm not for sure. We'll get a call here from the guy in the white hat. Big play here.
And a big momentum shift.
Well, definitely was a blocked field goal. And the ball's going to be spotted on the 35.
And
so
ball will be placed at the 35.
So they're going to give him the pickup. Like, it's almost like we can't advance it. I don't know, because the ball was snapped on the 19. Now it's going to be snapped on the 35-yard line. So they gain some yards there. So maybe it's from where it was picked up. Maybe you can't advance a block kick. I don't know. But nonetheless, a good job by the Pirate defense.
And there's a flag.
Yeah, they're going to get some extra yards here as unnecessary roughness probably called against Sidney.
Yep. Cleveland on the handoff there. And they're going to call that on number 78, Jaden Swiger.
Mentioned his name before here. I think he kind of threw a Pirate defender, if you will, down on the ground after the play. So to add another 15 yards onto the end of the run, it's going to put him into Yellow Jacket territory.
Their second trip into Sidney territory, the 6:02 remaining here in the first half. Sidney ahead 10-0. Just had a block kick from West Carrollton. They'll be on the Sidney 47-yard line. Cleveland in the gun with Howard to his right. Two receivers at the top and bottom of your screen. Cleveland looking back to fire. He throws a bullet, and that is caught by number 9, Jordan Berry. And that'll move the chains.
15-yard pickup, nice pass and catch, and open receiver downfield, and first down for the Pirates.
Sierra Winter Quality Meats Replay, the best delivered ball tonight from Cleveland. He had a little trouble getting started there in the first quarter. 5:39 remaining. Two receivers again at the top and bottom of your screen. If you're watching at home, Cleveland Couple step drop. He'll dump it off to Howard, and he'll make a move up to about the 26-yard line, give him about a gain of 6.
Cleveland's now connected on his last 4 passes. A couple of them were kind of short passes, but nonetheless now making better connection with his wide receivers. The first few passes of the game seemed to be high, but now get much more in rhythm and in sync.
It'll be 2nd and 5. 5:05 remaining now.
Boy, a touchdown here definitely would help the Pirates' cause as we near the final 5 minutes of the quarter. And, you know, the offense with a penalty that's helped this drive have gained some momentum following that blocked field goal. And didn't get credit for the touchdown, but right now their offense moving.
Pocket collapsing on Kamari Cleveland. He'll run for it, and he'll get down to maybe about the 25-yard line, a couple yards short of the first down. It'll bring up 3rd and short for West Carrollton. It'll be 3rd and 3 from the 25-yard line. St. Mary's up 28-0 on Greenville in the 2nd quarter.
Well, 2-down territory, no doubt here. You would think that West Carrollton doesn't kick a lot of extra points after touchdowns from what I've seen or on their stats. So probably not much of a kicking game, if you will, as far as field goal. So two downs to get 9 feet.
Dwan Howard does not get the handoff. It's faked and kept by Kamari Cleveland. He'll go down to about the 21-yard line. Actually, they'll give him the 20.
They'll give him the first down. And that's what they needed. So good pickup there, 4 yards, a first down.
And the best drive of the night here so far for Coach Dion Black. And you know, that's a tough pill to swallow when you thought you had a block and you had a
well, you
touchdown.
did have the block. I just don't know the ruling. It's like they gave them the spot where they picked it up, unless they blew the whistle inadvertently. I'm not real sure. But right now their offense is taking advantage of the opportunity. Another nice pass here.
We'll go in the flat, but it's dropped.
That one was right on the mark. I believe wide receiver there, number 3, just took his hands off, or not his hands, but his eyes. That's McCandless, off the football, because he had a nice, well-thrown pass.
This will be 2nd and 10 from the 20-yard line here. Walpock and Lima Shawnee scoreless.
That's a big game, as Shawnee beat Walpock a couple weeks ago by a couple points. Walpock playing much better football now as here of late with her full roster back, and we saw them beat Defiance last week in a shutout. So Walpock, you know, might be a team on the rise here, and right now at a stalemate with her WBL team Shawnee rival.
Ball pitch, drop, pick back up by Howard, and he'll go down to about the 16-yard line.
Well, they avoid disaster there. Sometimes that ball can bounce funny directions, and again, now we've seen the receiver take his hands off the ball in the pass, and that time the pitch to the running back, for whatever reason, just didn't corral him. But boy, a beautiful hop right back to him, and he was able to pick up 5 yards or 4 yards.
It'll be 3rd and 6 from the 16-yard line. Yeah, he was lucky that ball bounced right back to him, Jeff. We already seen 1 turnover on the opening drive of the game for the West Carrollton Pirates. As we are in Week 7 here, the opening round of the playoffs. Winner will get to play fellow rival MVL Stebbins next week at Stebbins High School.
Hurry up and get this off. They're going to take a delayed game.
And the flags fly. Yep, they did not get the timeout off.
They have a timeout left. Yep, that's a delay of game.
And that'll scoot the West Carrollton attack back 5 yards. And you think with 3:10, you still have a timeout. There, not used there by Kamari Cleveland or Coach Dion Black, but Kamari Cleveland will get the play call with 5 more yards to gain.
Yeah, just I'm not real sure what, you know, obviously what happened, why there was trouble getting the offensive play in, or what the problem was, but a tough one there. Now 3rd and 11, and you're getting into that, you're out of system now when you're outside the chains.
Trips out to the right. They'll go out in the flat to McCandless again, but he'll be short of the first down.
But he does pick up positive yards. That time watching the ball all the way into his hands, and he'll bring up a 4th and short, or 4th and shorter.
and they're going to keep the offense on the field. You see DeJuan Howard and Kamari Cleveland talking on the sideline. It'll be 4th and 2 from the 12-yard line. 2:47 remaining here in the first half.
Well, 4th down and 2. They were stopped a couple times here. Their past 2 possessions have been turnovers, if you will, not necessarily turnovers that we think of, but they turned the ball over on downs, unable to get a first down on 4th down.
It'll be a jet sweep.
No,
actually, Cleveland will keep it. Cleveland will extend. Touchdown. Kamari Cleveland from 12 yards out. Faked me on the fake jet sweep, and Kamari Cleveland bust up the middle, and West Carrollton is on the scoreboard.
Nice design there. Good decision by Cleveland. And boy, on 4th down, they needed, and I'd say he's in, they needed not touch down before he had already crossed the goal line. But a good job there by Cleveland. And we'll see once if they attempt a PAT, which they've only tried 5 on the season. Looks like they appear to be going for 2.
And Kamari Cleveland faked me out, so great play call there on 4th and 2, and West Carrollton inches within 2.
And they will go for 2.
They'll go in the eye. They'll pitch it out to Howard, trying to seal the edge. Will he get there? I think he's short. Sidney holds 10-6. Our score here at Sidney Memorial Stadium 30-0 field. We'll take a quick break and come back with Sidney's Drive here next on NKTelco Sports.
Hello, New Bremen. I'm Matt Everidge with NKTelco, and we're here for you for your cable, telephone, and internet services.
Hey, Minster. This is Nate Henry with NKTelco, and we're here for you for your existing cable TV, internet, and phone service.
Hey, New Knoxville. I am Wesley Meyer at NKTelco. We are here for you and your customer service needs.
Hey, Maria Stein. I'm Ken with NKTelco, and we are here for you with hometown pride.
Well, the block punt results in a touchdown drive, a 12-yard run by Kamari Cleveland. The 2-point conversion no good on this Grand Lake Health System's presentation of high school football here in the opening round of the playoffs. Brandon Coverman along with Jeff Hinchin, and a good drive for West Carrollton there.
It was. The blocked field goal set up the drive, and you know, it's. I don't know for sure. I just was thinking it should have been a touchdown for the Pirates, but they get a touchdown. Just took them a couple minutes later. But nonetheless, the Jackets hold them on the PAT try, the 2-point conversion. So time now for the Sidney offense to take advantage, or get the ball back and first of all secure. Could be a wacky hop here. The pooch kick, what have you, doesn't work in West Carrollton's favor. Sometimes you do those and it bounces awkwardly, or a person that's not used to fielding it has to try to catch it, and then that can result in chaos. But this one will be a penalty against West Carrollton, and Sidney's gonna have a good field position there. You see Coach Adam Dunges there in his 10th season as head coach. Brandon, he's been in the system for 16 years. And they're gonna make him re-kick there. There's some options there, whether you take the ball where you can take it or force them to re-kick. So instead of the 40, they'll back it up and re-kick the ball. And yeah, they even lined up kind of weird, Brandon. They all kind of hunched close to the football, and we'll see it again on this next kick if they elect to do the same formation. But Coach Dunges, I mentioned 16 years in the program here, 10 as head coach, and he is an alumni of St. Mary's, so a football school, if you will, where he grew up and graduated from.
A strong football tradition there from St. Mary's. They were up 35-0 on Greenville in their opening round playoff game. Xenia up over Tecumseh 12-0 as well.
Again, similar formation, Brandon, here. Everyone kind of, well, there's a bad hop. And
there's a battle for it. Let's see who has it. Sidney claiming they do. No West Carrollton players contesting.
There definitely was some uncertainty there for a bit, and that's what happens. And West Carrollton nearly comes away with the big break and the ball, but Sidney instead recovers, and we'll have good field position here at the West Carrollton, their own 46.
2:38 remaining in the half. Sidney will get the ball after halftime. They deferred the coin toss.
Boy, it doesn't seem like Sidney has had the football much this first half. They have a 10-point lead, but their drives have not been very consuming, if you will, as far as number of plays. Just a it's almost like 5 or 6 3 and out thrown in there, so they haven't had long sustained drives. There's a penalty.
And actually, that's going to be a timeout by West Carrollton. We'll take a quick one with them. We'll come back next here on NKTelco Sports.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Back here at 30-0 field here at Sidney High School, where the Jackets lead the West Carrollton Pirates 10-6. 2 scoring drives for Sidney to start with, Jeff, but kind of a slow offense since then. We said West Carrollton's controlled possession the majority of the time.
Yeah, you mentioned the touchdown, field goal, and then they punted to Sidney on 3 and out, and then had a drive that got them down into the 12-yard line, but resulted in a blocked field goal attempt on 4th down that was a little uncertainty on what the final call would be. It became West Carrollton football, and they took it down the field in a long drive and got a touchdown to bring it to within 4 points.
Ball resting on the Sidney 46-yard line. Davis will motion off to the left side of Cedric Johnson, the southpaw leader in the MVL, through pass yards, and that's going to be a false start there on Reynolds there at the bottom of your screen. That'll scoot the Sidney offense back 5 yards.
Well, the first offensive penalty committed by the Yellow Jackets tonight. They had a defensive penalty in that last drive that aided with the West Carrollton offense getting 15 free yards, but the first offensive penalty committed by the Yellow Jackets.
Be 1st and 15 from the 41-yard line for Sidney, 2:36 remaining. He receives the shotgun snap. Johnson, quick pass there over to Jacob Wheeler across the 50.
Nice play, 1st down.
Nice pickup there by Jacob Wheeler. Wheeler, who had a touchdown in this first matchup against West Carrollton. A big gain, that'll bring it to the West Carrollton 43-yard line and a Yellow Jacket 1st down. Wheeler making the initial tackler miss. Took 3 West Carrollton Pirates to take him down.
17 yards on the pass and catch.
Clock continues to roll, 2:13. Johnson rolls out to his left, a quick out, and that is caught. Avante Martin, a couple yards short of the 1st down, but Martin with his 3rd reception of the night.
Well, Johnson has been very efficient today. He's only had a couple incomplete passes, and that one, again, another nice thrown ball, and brings up a very good 2nd and 3rd. Clock still runs.
Johnson steps up in the pocket. He escapes pressure. He goes down the sideline inside the 30 and runs out of bounds and gets the 1st down while conserving clock.
Yes, he did. Stops the clock, and not real sure how he got out of that mess. Boy, a lot of dance moves in the pocket there. He avoids the sack and gets the ball, again, like you said, down to the 27 for a 9-yard pickup and a 1st down.
1:58 remaining. 27-yard line of West Carrollton is where the ball rests.
3 timeouts left for the Yellow Jackets, so a lot of time, 2 minutes, plenty of time that way, but boy, you still have 3 timeouts. You can do exactly what you want.
Johnson, 16-6 on our First National Bank scoreboard.
Excellent run by Johnson. Another big play for the Sidney Yellow Jackets. And they answer right back in a little time taken off the clock with answering the West Carrollton offense to touchdown for the 4th rushing touchdown for Johnson on the season.
Carson Taylor will attempt the PAT, looking to go 2 for 2 on the night. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is good. Perfect combination for an extra point. 17-6, West Carrollton trailing Sidney 17-6 here at 30-0 field. We'll take a quick break, come back with West Carrollton's Drive here next on NKTelco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. Carriage Works has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for Carriage Works. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Back here at 30-0 field, and Sidney snapping a little bit of an offensive drought there. Cedric Johnson, a 27-yard rushing touchdown to respond to the West Carrollton rushing touchdown by Kamari Cleveland.
Well, the drives for Sidney have not been long tonight. Unofficially, I've got them as their first one was 5, then 4, then 3, then 4, and now 5. But not a lot of snaps, if you will, but 2 touchdowns and a field goal for the Sidney offense. Johnson, I mentioned, his 4th touchdown rushing, that is, on the ground. And Taylor, now 18 of 19 on the season with PATs.
And one of his other kicks was blocked, so who knows? He had a 41-yard field goal, which was a season long. And that ball spirals wickedly, returned out by Anthony. He'll be across the 20, and a nice run. He'll get out to about the 33-yard line, so a good start for West Carrollton.
Well, he nearly caught that ball on about the 1-yard line with his knee on the ground. He went down to field it and almost caught it with his knee down, and that would have been about the 1-yard line, but able to avoid that knee down situation. And like you said, Brandon, get out for basically a 33-yard return. So a minute 42, no timeouts left for West Carrollton. Wind behind their back. You know, they definitely would like to get a score. Remember, Sidney gets the ball to start the 3rd quarter. So a similar situation to the first meeting. Sidney was ahead 17-0 at half, but then West Carrollton got a 3rd quarter touchdown, and at one point it was 17-6. So we're kind of, in a way, score-wise, following the same pattern as they did just a couple weeks ago.
And if West Carrollton can get a big explosive play here on 1st or 2nd down, it'd be big. Here they'll go, trips out to the left. Receiver on the top of your screen. Howard in the backfield with Kamari Cleveland. Cleveland will roll out. He receives some pressure. Can he get out of it? He can. He'll get to the 35-yard line. He'll scramble for 2 yards and get the clock to stop.
Avoids a sack, like you said, and importantly, at least early here in the series, gets a clock stop because they have no more timeouts. So manageable time, but they have to get a good chunk yard here, get some good positive yards here on 2nd down to give their team kind of, if you will, a good chance of keeping a drive alive and have enough time to do something with it as the clock winds down here in the 1st half.
1:35 remaining. Like you said, West Carrollton out of timeouts. So Sidney can get a 3 and out. They have all their timeouts. They'll go empty here. 2 receivers at the bottom of your screen, trips on the top. Cleveland steps up in the pocket, and it collapses pretty quickly there. Number 50, that would be Michael Frank.
And also 77.
And also number 77, that's Byron Jones. They're on the stop. And Coach Adam Dunges electing to use his timeout to conserve clock here.
They want to get a stop here and force another punt. They'll burn another timeout to get a stop and try to give their offense some time. They haven't had very long drives so far in this 1st half, but this team looking for some more points before halftime. Now remember, you don't want to gamble and be dumb. You do get the ball to start the 3rd quarter, but you might as well force West Carrollton in to make a play and see if they can still get their offense another shot here before halftime.
And 17-6 our score here on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Brandon Coverman here along with Jeff Hinchin. The opening week high school playoffs here. A little unique format with the 6-game regular season conference only matchup here at Sidney High School. A winner goes and plays Stebbins. Stebbins beat both West Carrollton and Sidney by 2 and 1 respectively. So a couple of tight ball games here, and the winner of this will have revenge on their minds next week when they travel down I-75 and take a little turn towards Wright State University and go to Stebbins High School.
Yeah, definitely a team. Either the winner of this game's got to feel, hey, we've got a shot to redeem our loss. So a big game, and not that you can look forward past this one, but boy, you got to think the winner of this game's going to have some confidence and a lot to play for next week against Stebbins.
Sidney drops 8 in a coverage, and that ball is well short.
That helps Sidney. It stops the clock, so they're going to save a timeout and force a punt here. So a little surprise, but again, pass high, the receiver was open, so if you make the catch, you make the play, it's all well and good. However, though, you don't. Now it gives Sidney a great chance here with a couple timeouts left, not only to force the kick, but to get the ball back with 2 timeouts left.
That's Jarrell Sanders, the intended receiver. I'll put a number 5, Isaiah Clark, a 5'10 junior, back to receive the punt.
Boy, if he can field this on the hop, oh.
And it goes behind him. It's
now
technically muffed, and it's going to be fell on by West Carrollton.
Exactly what you didn't want to happen. It was a gamble, and he tried to make a play, because if he doesn't, the ball is going to bounce down the field and give his team poor field position. And watch it again here, and that ball is not a baseball. It doesn't always hop true. You can see it right there, the big hop, and right there it becomes live ball. And then from then on, it's, you want to just teach them fall on it, fall on it, fall on it, but it doesn't always work that easy.
That was number 2, DeJuan Howard, on the recovery. So 2 big special teams plays keeping West Carrollton in this ball game. Special teams, the X factor here. Cleveland out to Barry, and that'll be a first down. Nickel and dime has been where the nickel and dime game has been somewhat successful here for Kamari Cleveland. Slashing the Sidney defense for 5-10 yards at a time is where you saw Cleveland be most successful tonight as the signal caller.
Well, that's a huge break opportunity for West Carrollton, as there are no timeouts and just 62 seconds ago, but plenty of time from this down and distance. 1st and 10 from the 11. You can still get a first down, albeit close to the goal line, but you can still get a new set inside that before the end zone. Is that pass incomplete?
Cleveland intended again for Barry. Incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 from the 11-yard line. And 2 big special teams plays here. The difference to really help jumpstart this West Carrollton offense.
Blocked field goal, and then this, the punt is a freaky play. If it bounces a little bit lower on that first hop, Sidney probably recovers it, and no worries. But it bounces a little bit higher, it's touched, and then the wild game begins on recovery, and they come up with it. So yes, special teams is, if you will, blocked a kick and forced a fumble on a punt. So job well done by the special teams of West Carrollton.
Cleveland drops back, weighing his options. He's going to scramble. He'll pick up a few yards. He'll be chased out of bounds by Devin Taborn. 52 seconds remaining on the clock. And you think if you're Sidney, if you recover that punt, even if you don't score, you go ahead 17-6 in the halftime, and you got the ball. Now you muff the punt. West Carrollton in the red zone and could score here, make this a 5, 6, 7 point ball game, or a 5 or 3-point ball game potentially. You don't know.
Yeah, it's a big play here, and of course if Yellow Jacks can shut them down here, then they maintain what they had, and there's a big, nearly a stop for loss of yards, but short gain here. Good job by the defense. Clock will run.
Cedric Anthony there on the jet sweep. That'll bring up 4th down, and 6 from the 7-yard line. Coach Black electing to keep his offense on the field. A big play call here.
Like I said, they can still get a first down if they get it to the 1-yard line.
But you're thinking end zone here probably if you're...
Well, you need something quick, because they're running out of time. They need something in the end zone to stop the clock if they can come up with a play, and it is short, so defense holds.
Pass incomplete to Jordan Barry, and Sidney escapes what could have been disaster. 10 seconds remaining. We'll probably elect to see them kneel the ball.
Most definitely, yeah. Take a look at it here again. They about had to have it on this play. They got it in the end zone. I mean, the pass, if it's caught, touchdown. If it's anything else, the first half clock probably runs out. Unless they could have got first down, then the clock would have stopped. They had to hurry up and spike it. But then, not much time, and long story short, the incomplete pass gave the ball over to the Yellow Jackets, and they're going to take the knee and go in with a 11-point lead.
And from what could have been disaster for Sidney, results in relief. That'll be a knee from Cedric Johnson. That'll take us to halftime, where the Sidney Yellow Jackets lead the West Carrollton Pirates 17-6 on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard. We'll take a short break, and we'll have the band on the field here next for their halftime performance, and come back with the second half of action here next on NKTelco Sports.
Here's the thing. If you're the kind of guy who eats, sleeps, and breathes farming, who gets up at dawn, determined to get the best crop and the best yield, why surrender to the mercy of the water table? Cy Schwiedemann Incorporated can lower your water table to an average of 2 to 3 feet below the surface, allowing you to grow stronger, healthier plants that root deeper, that are more resilient to the elements, that enable longer growing seasons, and can produce higher results in the fields and in your pocket. Trust CSI, your drainage experts since 1946.
At Minster Bank, we understand that life can get hectic. That's why when it comes to your banking, we offer the services that make your life simpler, with tools like person-to-person payments, Pop Money, mobile and online banking, and bill pay. But most of all, Minster Bank is a supportive member of your community, with personal relationships and customer service that reach outside of our branches. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Introducing the pride of Sidney, the Sidney High School Marching Band. The band is under the direction.
It's the only time they've done that. They send that motion across and they've done quarterback.
The band is led out to the field by Sidney as the band is perfect.
This time they gave it.
The pride of Sidney would like to SMU special thanks to Wilson Health for the donation of the funds to the raise for breast cancer awareness this month. Tonight, the Pride of Sidney pays tribute to movie mega hits. We're proud to present the timeless music of The Wizard of Oz.
That's what everybody says. Okay, that's what everybody says about scared to what? I don't want to admit it because like people will be like, I'm the popular one because then people will be like, oh my god,
Back here at Sidney Memorial Field, 30-0 stadium here at Sidney High School. About ready to begin the second half of play on this Grand Lake Health Systems presentation of high school football. Brandon Coburn along with Jeff Hinchin, and the Sidney Yellow Jackets lead the West Carrollton Pirates 17-6. And Jeff, let's take a look at our first half stats.
Well, the stats, the total yards go in favor of West Carrollton. They had the ball the longest and had to go the longest distance of the field, if you will. Sidney was blessed with some great field position, so the yardage in favor of West Carrollton, 160 to 121. Rushing yards on the ground, 114 to 25 for Sidney. Passing yards, 46 for West Carrollton, 96 for the Yellow Jackets. First downs, again, in favor of West Carrollton, but 9-6 turnover battle even. The turnover against the West Carrollton, the interception resulted by Spangler, which was his first of the season, led to a touchdown, the first of the game for Sidney. The turnover against Sidney, the fumble resulted in no points. So points off turnovers, 7 for Sidney, and then 0 for the Pirates. And stand at 17-6, and it could be very well easily could be 17-12 or 17-13 or 14 without that stand that Sidney had there on a fourth down stop, if you will, the last few seconds of the first half were for West Carrollton.
And you're talking, it was big. Sidney had a lot of short fields to start. It seemed like they had, you know, you see the West Carrollton's outgaining Sidney too.
The short field is what Sidney had to go, and they haven't had very long the drives. They've started on West Carrollton's 41, West Carrollton's 26, their own 40, and then their own 37, and then the 46 of their own. So, you know, very short fields to gain or to go, if you will, for the Yellow Jackets, and not very long drives. Their drives have been 4 or 5, 4, 3, 4, 5 plays, and that's it. So, you know, I guess maybe lucky to be where they're at, but be nice to get a good opening half drive here, maybe kill some clock, force a defense for West Carrollton to be on the field a little bit longer and come away with some points.
17-6 our score. The winner of this Division III Region 8 playoff game will have the right to go face Stebbins next week at Stebbins High School. Stebbins is 7 seed. We said both these teams lost by 2 and 1 to Stebbins earlier in the season. Stebbins a part of the Miami Valley League. So both these teams having revenge on their mind if West Carrollton or Sidney is able to advance. West Carrollton again will go with that pooch style kick.
It nearly resulted in a turnover the last time they did it. Sidney was able to fall on it, but not until they kind of mishandled it. So this time much cleaner hop, an easier, friendlier hop, if you will, and Sidney takes advantage of the, again, short field position.
Cam Vordemark there receives it, goes to the 41-yard line. Cedric Anthony on the tackle. So that'll put Cedric Johnson and his offense a nice field position again. Johnson, the leader, the signal caller of this Sidney attack. Sidney will go trips on the bottom of your screen, and right before we even get the snap off,
penalty.
There's a flag in the background. And that'll get even Sidney closer to the desired goal of the end zone. 5 more yards.
6th penalty committed against West Carrollton, and the gift for the Yellow Jackets is free 5 yards, makes it a very good way to start. Again, good field position and a 1st and 5.
And it might give this a likely run situation. You talk about burning a little bit of clock. It'd be easy to kind of, you know, run the ball. You got 3 attempts to get 5 yards. Why not try to just run for that first down and burn a little clock? And Cedric Johnson will keep it. Maybe a gain of 1 at most.
Yeah, there wasn't much there, and as you mentioned, now 2nd and short, just a short gain of 1.
So it'll be 2nd and 4 for the Jackets here on the 46 or on the 47-yard line. 11:28 here. Just the clock rolls.
Johnson in the first half, 6 of 8 through the air for the 96 yards passing.
E.J. Davis out on the screen. Davis.
Johnson in the first half, 6 of 8 for 96 yards, no interceptions.
And if you come here, if you're Sidney with an opening drive touchdown, huge momentum setter here to really see what West Carrollton's made of.
Well, it definitely wouldn't hurt. You don't want to keep the Pirates in the game and give them a sense that they have a, you know, a one-score deficit to make up. You like to pad onto that, if you will, make it a 2 or 3 score.
Oh, and there's a little push after the play there by number 35, Anthony Baltimore. And no flag resulted there. I don't know who the Sidney defender was. He was trying to block there on the edge for Davis. A little activity after the play.
Are they making a...
No flag thrown, but a pretty late thrown there by Baltimore.
And they're making Isaiah Huggins come out of the game for that, or just, I don't know if a Pirate had to go off as well, but not sure.
A little activity after.
No penalty, so.
Refs trying to keep it clean here and do a nice job. 2nd and 8 from the West Carrollton 47-yard line for the men in yellow. For the black and gold here, the black and yellow. Be 2 receivers on the top, 2 receivers on the bottom of your screen. Johnson receives a shotgun snap. He'll go quick out to Reynolds. Reynolds gets the tunnel screen. He'll go out to the 30-yard line where he's tripped up by number 4, Leon Nevels.
Nice pick up there, 18 yards, and I thought maybe he was going to break through and get a little bit more. 17-yard maybe pick up, but again, nice play and a strong receiver. Good positive yards there for the Yellow Jackets. Another first down, their 2nd of the drive.
Trips at the top of your screen. Davis cuts back up the middle, and he'll get 1 yard there as he is tackled there again by Leon Nevels. Nevels, a junior, 6 foot, 195 pounds. West Carrollton sitting at 1-3, Sidney at 3-3. (21-19) Southeastern leading Lehman at Piqua Harmon Field there, or Alexander Stadium, excuse me, as Davis cannot get through the line there, tripped up by a couple West Carrollton Pirates. That aforementioned game, 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. A little ahead of our broadcast here.
Well, nice pursuit by the Pirates defense, and a number of guys got in the backfield, and they force, you know, they get a loss of play, if you will, -3, but boy, it could have been a lot worse. And for Davis, he was able to make something, you know, avoid the major loss, still suffer a -3. So big play here for the defense. Again, 2 down territory for the Yellow Jackets. That pass high.
They go to that tunnel screen that they like to run a lot. Incomplete. That'll bring up 4th and 12. The offense on the field. So big play here. We said it'd be big if Sidney could score, and be big for West Carrollton if they could get a hold. Really could determine the trajectory of how this game goes, Jeff.
Yeah, no doubt. And again, a big play here. If the momentum, and there's going to be a little bit longer distance, if you will, to travel now.
Number 78, Jaden Swiger, the right tackle there, moves there, and let's see if Sidney opts to keep him on the field. Now making the 4th down even harder. It was already 4th and 12. Now 4th and 17 as you look here on a Winter Quality Meets replay. The right tackle there clearly making the move.
Well, they will keep the offense on the field. And again, I don't know how many 4th and 17 plays you have in your book, but try to get something here. Maybe get the ball out to a playmaker and see if they can break some tackles and get what they need.
Johnson down the seam, far past intended receiver in the slot, Jacob Wheeler. There'll be a turnover on downs. West Carrollton with good field position, the 37-yard line, about one of the best starting field positions besides that muff punt tonight. As you get a look here on Winter Quality Meets replay.
Pass just sails high, and maybe it would have been nice if Pirates would have intercepted it and fell down. Then you would at least had the ball down inside the red zone. But now, as you mentioned, decent field position for the Pirates from their own 37.
Pirates are going pistol. Wing back, there's Howard. Howard will work his way through a nice little run there after it looked like it could have been initially stopped. Give him a pick up about 4 there on first down. DeJuan Howard stopped there by Swigert. They'll give him a gain of 5 to the 42, and make it 2nd and 5. Troy up 36-6.
I believe it was Howard we saw in the first half have a lot of spin moves on his runs, I believe it was, and was elusive, broke some, I won't say broke some tackles, just avoided them. It was like some arm tackles that Sidney never really got a good hit on him, or a good tackle, I should say, and he was able to forge forward some positive yards in the first half.
We're going the pistol. Gibbs is the wingback, and that'll bring up 3rd down, a very minimal gain there for West Carrollton. Again, Swiger there on the tackle. Swiger committing the big false start penalty there on 3rd down earlier. Makes up with a couple tackles here on defense, playing both ways for Coach Adam Dunge's squad, as Jeff mentioned earlier, in his 10th season leading the Sidney Yellow Jackets. Led him to that memorable playoff run in 2017 with Northwestern running back Isaiah Bowser. Again, out of the pistol. Gibbs, the wing back. They'll go play action over the middle and intended for Sanders there. And that's incomplete. It'll bring up 4th and short there as they went to go to the slot receiver there on the slant.
Good job by the defense there, making it difficult, if you will, for the pass to be caught. And a decision time here with the ball inside your own territory for West Carrollton on 4th and 3 yards. Number of times in the first half, they were stopped on 4th down, I believe 3 times on 4th down, including the drive near the end of the first half that could have resulted in a touchdown. And they will try to basically get a first down here. If not, Sidney in great field position to take over.
Cleveland going on the island to Barry, and that pass is signaled incomplete. It'll be a turnover on downs and another short field for the Jackets.
Yes, well said, and the defense holds, and both teams now have gambled on 4th down to come up empty. As you see the pass there, just through the hands and bounces right off the turf, and would have been a first down. Instead, though, the Yellow Jackets, 7:19 to go in the 3rd quarter, will take over.
And that ball did fall there through the hands of Barry. Good credit to our cameraman for a great angle there, as they do a great job, the unsung heroes of this NKTelco crew, our cameramen.
Tonight, Kurt Kuffner down on the ground and Mark Fissel upstairs with us.
And they're stuffed at the line. Now finally ruled dead. There was E.J. Davis at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it's almost probably short loss, but it'll keep it on the 44 for no gain.
Now approaching 7 minutes remaining as the clock is rolling here at 30-0 Field. One of the best venues to come and watch a high school ball game if you're in the area. Whether it's the MVL or the MAC or the Cross County Conference or whatever, WBL or wherever you go watch your football, this is one of the best places to come and watch a game.
Lehman Catholic out of the NWCC also shares this field for some home games. So yeah, a lot of teams can have played here, and it's usually in the normal times can host playoff games, which it's doing tonight, in this case for a Sidney home game.
And E.J. Davis gets down to the 39. He originally ran into
41. He ran into his player, his own teammate, it looked like.
He ran into Brennan Barnes there, number 75. And that'll bring up
3rd and 7. Again, they haven't done much with this field position. Each team we've just kind of been, the action's been right in front of us, Brandon, which means no team has really moved it outside of this little window that we have right in front of us, as both teams are stopped in their first possession of the second half on downs, and Sidney needs to get some yards here to make it either first down or 4th and short for the next play. Got to get the snap. They do with 1 second on the play clock.
They'll drop 6 in the slot. It's Jacob Wheeler down to the 10-yard line, and a 31-yard hookup to slot receiver Jacob Wheeler. A nice hookup on 3rd down, a nice tight spiral by Cedric Johnson as you look here on the replay.
Yes, well thrown. You mentioned the ball right on the money. Wheeler has 2 touchdown receptions coming into the game, along with 15 catches on the season for 15.5 average. This won't hurt that. That one a 31-yarder. And another positive play over 20 yards. Coach Dunn just talked about big plays. They've had a handful of them here in this game so far.
Here goes Taborn. He goes sweeping left side, and he is met immediately by a wall. And there's a flag there. We'll see who it's on. That was Cedric Anthony on the initial stop there, who get credited with the tackle. Let's see what the laundry is on the field for. So we go down to our officials and sort this out.
First half penalties, 2 penalties against Sidney.
He said clipping, I believe, or tripping.
56 up there on the left top of your screen here.
Yep, that is the left tackle.
Boy, I'm not real sure.
That's Isaiah Huggins, the left tackle there. That's a big personal foul there because it was 1st and goal originally. Now you got to go all the way back to the 25-yard line, and it's 1st and goal from there. Actually, they'll mark it at the 26.
Yeah, tough break there as makes it a little bit more, actually a lot more challenging. Luckily, you have still 4 downs to get 26 yards, but boy, had it on the 10-yard line.
They'll run Johnson out. He'll step up in the pocket, and he is met there by number 60. That is Anthony Comer. There, a 6-foot senior, Anthony Comer, with a big tackle there. That'll be a loss of 3 yards for Cedric Johnson, and you get that big 31-yard pass play to Wheeler. It looks like everything's going good for the City offense, and that personal foul penalty has put a huge dent in this Sidney drive.
Yeah, it does, and I saw the replay. I thought the call was tripping. If it was on 56, if I was watching the same thing, I didn't necessarily see it. But nonetheless, a tough break, something they're going to have to overcome, and they don't help themselves with a loss of another 3 on that first snap after the penalty. You have to try to get something positive here on 2nd and long.
They'll go on the tunnel screen to Avante Martin. Martin inside the red zone, and some yards right back there for the Sidney Yellow Jackets. And that'll be a 12-yard gain there for Avante Martin, his 4th reception of the night. He has pieced together a really nice game when they've called his number.
Well, he's their leading receiver coming into the game with 260 receiving yards and 18 receptions coming into the game. You mentioned his 4th catch of the game, so that gives him over 20. And a big pickup there that brings up now much more manageable 3rd down and probably about, you're right, 3rd down and 17.
Davis, the deep back. Though it's a late pitch, the ball's on the ground, and Johnson quickly follows on it.
Yeah, another mistake play as the mishandled balls. Another loss of 10 yards, and that brings it right back to now 4th and goal from, like I said, the 27-yard line. Here's the pitch. Fortunately for the Yellow Jackets, they recover their own miscue, but a drive that has sputtered here after the big play, like you said, to get it down to the 10-yard line.
4 down linemen. 4 receivers out for Sidney. They'll stack them 2 at the top of your screen and 2 at the bottom with E.J. Davis in the backfield.
Is at 2. They need to get moving. Another penalty. I didn't think they got off, but they'll let them go after it or go play.
Johnson, plenty of time, delivers a strike that is incomplete, intended for Reynolds there. And it'll be another turnover on downs and 2:25 remaining. The West Carrollton Pirates will take over at their own 27-yard line.
Well, not a lot. You know, just too many miscues, Brandon. As you got to be consistent, and the penalty hurt, obviously, and then some good pressure by the Pirates forced some good stops on on runs, and then the fumble pushed them back again. So Sidney able to get down to the 10, but they give it back over now to 27. The second possession here in the second half for the Pirates, 2:25 to go.
2:25 remaining in the 3rd quarter of this first round playoff game in week 7, this unique new format for this special season due to the COVID virus.
Shorten the season basically to try to get the tournament in before winter, I believe. Brandon, shorten the whole season, get it in.
3 down linemen, a ball delivered, and just a step ahead of the intended receiver, Jordan Berry. Sidney dropped back 8 in the coverage. A nice ball thrown by Cleveland, but just a step too far ahead of Jordan Berry.
Well thrown. Again, wind basically behind Cleveland, but that's 3 incompletions here to start the half for Cleveland.
Tip City up 41-0 on Ponitz in the second half. Wapak up 7-0 on Lima Shawnee in the third quarter.
That was a low-scoring game the first time those two teams met. I believe it was 9-7. Shawnee coming out on top.
Cleveland again to the air. He finds his intended receiver Berry, and that's a first down.
Nice pass and maintained his forward progress to get a first down to the 39.
And a big make-or-break drive here if you're a West Carrollton Pirate fan.
I thought you said Baker. I was thinking Baker Mayfield, but yeah, it's a make or break. But good pass there. Again, he's thrown 3 incomplete passes. That one right on the money. And not only a completion, but a first down. And, you know, a new set of downs here and trying to build some rhythm here are the Pirates. They have 1:52 to go in the third quarter. Still plenty of time. Obviously, they down by not really 2 scores, but they're going to need it is 2 scores, but within there with the 8-point or the 9-point game. 11-point game.
And there goes Anthony, and he is tackled and brought down by Cam Fordemark.
What kind of a tough tackle. They had him high and got twisted up before they kind of almost screwdrivered him into the ground.
Yeah, nice tackle by Fordemark there in coverage. It'll be 2nd and 1, though. A nice 9-yard gain, Kamari Cleveland. As the game goes on, getting more and more efficient with his passes. You can see why he was 4th in the MVL in pass yards with 2 less games than the regular 6-game schedule.
Yeah, 733 yards and just a modified schedule for him, missing 2 games, his team missing 2 games. Nice pass.
Cleveland, that ball is caught by number 36, Noah Babb. Move the ball, and we're under a minute to play here in the third quarter. So you've got to see as you look here on Winter Quality Meets replay.
It was thrown over a Sidney defender, number 35. I mean, right into the hands of his teammate. Well caught or well thrown ball.
That ball was put in a very tight window there by Kamari Cleveland. Under 40 seconds remaining, and if you're West Carrollton, you got to get some points here in some way, shape, or form, because you know the urgency just ticks up a little bit and a little bit more as we get closer and closer to the beginning of the fourth quarter.
For Babb, I don't even see his name on the roster for reception, so maybe his first of the season, but a big one it was.
Cleveland drops back, fires a bullet, intending for Jordan Berry, just on the outstretched arms of Berry there, number 24. That was Grant Fair there, the senior in coverage, but another nice ball delivered, just another step ahead of Berry. And he throws a very nice deep ball.
Yeah, we've definitely seen him throw it downfield, especially in his drive. He has the arm to lead his receivers, and basically that's the case. Throw it where it can only be either your player catching the ball or incomplete. Don't underthrow it. Don't give Sidney, the defender who's playing underneath, a chance to make the interception.
It'll be 2nd and 10 from the Sidney 46-yard line for Kamari Cleveland and his offense. Dwan Howard behind him. He'll get the shotgun snap. Howard will go forward to about the 44-yard line. That'll bring up about 3rd and 8, the last play potentially here of the third quarter.
So that will be the last play.
Unless there was a timeout, Kyle.
Nope, this is, well.
And they're going to roll the clock here, and that will be the last play of the third quarter. We're ready for the fourth quarter of action here next when we come back from commercial break on NKTelco Sports.
At Home and Interiors, our team loves to design beautiful yet cost-effective projects. From sleek and simple to elaborate and detailed, we customize to fit your tastes and budget with free interior design and color coordination. Visit our 5,000 square foot kitchen design center and bring your next project to life. Full custom kitchen and bath cabinets are built right here in New Bremen. Home and Interiors, your vision designed for your budget.
Grand Lake Foot and Ankle Center offers a family-friendly environment with a personalized approach to reduce pain, restore function, and improve mobility. Dr. Christopher Stuckey specializes in reconstructive foot and ankle surgery, diabetic foot care, trauma including fractures and sports injuries, along with bunions, hammer toes, and ingrown toenails. Grand Lake Foot and Ankle Center has offices located in St. Mary's and Salina. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-394-8664.
Back here at 30-0 Field, beginning the fourth quarter of action between Sidney and West Carrollton. A scoreless third quarter here on this Grand Lake Health Systems production of NKTelco Sports. Brandon Coverman here along with Jeff Hinchin bringing you the opening round of playoff action, and a big third down coming up here for West Carrollton, Jeff.
Very much so, 3rd and 8. And neither team really in that third quarter did a lot. Sidney did get the ball down to 10, but kind of self-destructed. So a lot of the action has been kind of right in front of us here at that 40-yard line mark.
Howard dances his way inside the 40, stood up at about the 38-yard line. It'll bring up 4th and short. And generally, you've seen West Carrollton opt to keep the offense in this situation.
Yeah.
I expect no different with the beginning of the fourth quarter.
At least this time it's on Sidney's side of the football field. Earlier in the first half, they gambled. Earlier in this half, their first possession, they turned it over at their own 44 going forward and actually threw a pass, so they did not gain any yards on that incompletion the last time. But this time, 4th and 2 yards, much more manageable. And at least if they do give it up, it's on the other side of the field for the Yellow Jackets.
Cleveland on the keeper, and he gets
going
held
to be
down.
Short.
Let's see where they spot it. Sidney claiming short. I think you're right, Jeff. And they're going to mark him short. The Sidney defense with a gigantic stop.
Yeah, he needed about the 36, and he only got to the 37.
And let's look at the replay here. Cam Vordemark, DB on the stop, credited with the tackle. 1st and 10 for the Jackets.
Kind of a lengthy drive again, but just end result is a turnover on down. So good job, Sidney defense.
Big chance for Sidney to chew a lot of clock here. 56-6, St. Mary's ahead of Greenville in the fourth quarter. It looks like the Rough Riders will advance to the second round. Wapak up 13-0 on Lion Mashani in the fourth quarter.
Payback from the loss a few weeks ago.
Option play up the middle, a good first down run by Cedric Johnson to help set the tone for this drive. This is a drive where if you're a Sidney fan, you chew 5-6 minutes off a clock, even if you don't score, would be big and push West Carrollton back against a wall.
Well said. I mean, it's a 11-point game, so 2 scores are needed, and if Sidney can really shorten the game here by taking some clock or doing clock management, they can really help their defense out and just take the pressure off of them with some first downs here and keeping the clock running.
And they can let the play clock run down and then just run the ball as they do again with Johnson up the middle. Looks like he'll have the first down as the clock will stop to reset the chains.
Well, they do give him the first down.
Clock continues to burn. They can get this down to about 10 minutes before they have to get off another snap.
We'll see how much of the play clock they let wind down. It's at 15 now. And they go at it. They could have burned off some more, but they will elect to run offense.
Davis will motor into West Carrollton territory on the handoff, run out of bounds. That stops the clock again, like we talked about. You want to stay in bounds if you're Sidney to keep that clock rolling. They'll get back to the line pretty quick.
Well, 12-yard gain. I mean, at least you're getting positive yards. You're not, running sideways and running out of bounds for loss of yards. That time, 12-yard pickup. You got to be happy with that. Yes, the clock does stop, but you do get a first down.
Johnson steps up, going for Isaiah Clark, and he's inside the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal. What a pass there from Cedric Johnson to Isaiah Clark.
Excellent thrown ball, and Clark right there in stride. Another big 20-plus play for the Yellow Jackets, and nice pass and catch all the way down to the 8-yard line.
What a connection there. Cedric Johnson all the way down to the 8-yard line.
33-yard pickup.
Trying to put a potential nail in the coffin here in this game. Johnson hands it off to, actually he keeps
it
himself. Johnson up the middle, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Sidney. Cedric Johnson, his second rushing touchdown of the night. And Sidney builds upon the lead and is up 23-6 on West Carrollton with 9:36 remaining and in the driver's seat to advance to the next round.
Well, I think he fooled you twice. He did that in the first half, and again, he keeps it, Brandon, and then kind of broke an arm tackle at the line of scrimmage and just won the battle at the end zone or on the goal line.
An 8-yard rushing touchdown capped off by what was a nice throw to Isaiah Clark there. Extra point is good, and 24-6, Sidney leads West Carrollton. We'd like to thank some of our sponsors here tonight. They are Calope Building Products, Precision Strip, Carriage Works, Cy Schwederman, the Minster Bank, Home and Interiors, New Knoxville Supply, Hoge Lumber, Cargill, Victory Machine, Hometown Opportunity, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Wagner's IGA, Brookside Labs, Forever Fit, Rachel's Cakes, Speedway Lanes, Boimer Construction, Jewelry Barn, Tom and Jerry's, Western Ohio Mortgage. Our scoreboard's brought to you by First National Bank. Keys to the game are brought to you by Keyhole Pizza, Replays Winners Meats, starting lineup Sidney Agale's Audiology, and the player of the game is brought to you by NKTelco. You can follow WCSM AM 1350 96.7 FM and their internet exclusive games on www.wcsmradio.com. All season, your sports leader in Mercer and Auglaize County. So a big touchdown drive there for Sidney and an 18-point lead. Now our first score of the second half, Jeff.
Yeah, you said it very nicely. It was a big score. Now, we talked when they got the possession, Brandon, with 11:09 to go in the football game, we talked about running the ball, killing the clock. Well, they had some big chunk plays and end up scoring, albeit, which is great. That's what you want. They now have a big lead of 18. They don't consume a lot of clock again. Just 5 plays is all it took for them to go the necessary yards. And I think you'll take the score like that, though, to give your team the 18-point lead and put your defense on the field. The defense has been pretty good all night, so let them continue to do what they've been doing.
Cedric Anthony's going to need a big return, and he's got a lane. Cedric Anthony out across the 40. He's out across the 50. Cedric Anthony looking to take it to the house, and he's tripped up just past the 30-yard line, but a big response there by Cedric Anthony when West Carrollton needs it the most.
Yeah, no doubt. You're hoping to pin them back, to make them choose some clock to get down the field. Watch it here again. That's caught just around the 5-yard line, and he takes it the rest of the way, basically untouched. Nice blocking, some some holes, if you will, and he gets all the way down to the 27, and they have a chance to score very quick and, you know, and still make it much more of a manageable comeback for them. They've got a lot of work to do. They've got to score, and they got to do it quick to the Pirates.
Cleveland will go back into the flat. That'll be caught by Babb again, his second catch of the night.
Short gain, though, and that's going to keep the clock moving. And for Babb, a second catch. I don't think he had any coming into the game. So, but more importantly for the Yellow Jackets, the clock continued to run. We're at 9 minutes now.
So 8:55 remaining. Sidney looking to get a rematch with Stebbins next week at Stebbins High School in round 2 of this Region 8 Division 3 playoff. Cleveland gets the shotgun snap. He'll look, he'll go again to Babb in the flat and just overthrow him a bit. It'll bring up 3rd and long.
You mentioned earlier, Brandon, that matchup with Stebbins. That was way back on September 4th, Labor Day weekend, when Sidney went to Stebbins and lost 22-20. So obviously the Jackets, once this game is over, will hit the film room, if you will, and study that game tape and try to put together a package and make them not only competitive, but, you know, erase that defeat that they suffered in week 2 of the season.
Jackets rush 5.
Good
they
pressure.
get off the edge. Cleveland steps up in the pocket. High steps inside the red zone. And a nice run by Kamari Cleveland all the way down to the 11-yard line. Kamari Cleveland with a little high step there.
Yeah, had a little bit of a hesitation, a little skip, if you will, and able to pick up yards all the way down to the 11. Good run and a first down for them.
And more importantly, he stops the clock, which West Carrollton is in need of, being down 18. Actually, now the clock rolls, excuse me, to not get quite out of bounds.
Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, he was right there and, trying to gain that extra yard, but might have been better if he just got out of bounds.
Cleveland in the gun. Pass. Cleveland steps up in the pocket, fires. It's got Jordan Berry. Touchdown, a quick response by West Carrollton. Just exactly what they needed. And West Carrollton cuts into the Sidney lead, now trailing 24-12.
Well, again, good timing, and Berry's going to find some open space in the end zone, and an easy pass and catch over the Sidney defender there. 11-yard touchdown reception.
Great throw on the run there on the rollout to Jordan Berry, who he's missed on a couple deep balls. And Coach Dion Black opting to keep his offense out on the field for 2. This is what they did on their previous touchdown in the first half. 8:07 remaining. Well, you think if you were a Sidney fan watching this game that might be able to pull away after that last touchdown, but West Carrollton was second thoughts.
They scored pretty quick, and that's what they needed to do.
It'll be a rollout. It'll be a design run to Cleveland, and he will be stopped short. 0 of 2 is West Carrollton on two-point conversion until stay at 24-12 here. We'll take a quick commercial break. Come back with Sidney's Drive here next on NKTelco Sports.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
Back here at Sidney High School, 30-0 field. Sidney strikes with a big touchdown run by Cedric Johnson, but a big kickoff return by Cedric Anthony sets up what results in Kamari Cleveland to Jordan Berry touchdown pass.
Yeah, you mentioned the Sidney touchdown. They didn't take a lot of time to score it, and then they do get points, but then the kickoff return gives West Carrollton a short field. It took them a minute and a half to go the 27 yards, and Cleveland throws his 9th touchdown pass, and for Jordan Berry, his 4th touchdown reception on the season, makes it a 12-point game, but still 8 minutes to go. We'll see if this onside squib kick here, well, that time it's fielded nicely by the Yellow Jackets. Maybe one of the easier times, Brandon, they've had to field it because there's no hop. We've seen that hop kind of give him some problems. That one was kind of like a soft fly ball.
Yeah, it goes right to Cam Vordemark, who brings out to the 39-yard line. That's where the Yellow Jackets will set up shop on offense here. So expect, 8 minutes to go. Each team has all their timeouts remaining. Expect potentially a run-heavy offense now for Sidney.
Well, they would take over, like I said, the even 8 minutes and an injury here on a Sidney player, and they will take care of him. And more importantly, just 8 minutes away. This is maybe a better time. We'll talk about, Brandon, that 8-minute offense. Coaches talk about 5-minute offense and such, but they could sure use some first downs and clock management here.
That was the left guard, Evan Kennedy, that went out. Michael Frank, number 50, will come in and fill in at the left guard position. It's a design QB run by Cedric Johnson. He motors in to West Carrollton territory, and a nice play by Cedric Johnson again. He was our NKTelco player of the game the other week against New Richmond, and there is a player down. Yeah, that was a nice run. That would be a 16-yard run there by Cedric Johnson as we have a player down. Let's step aside here real quick and come back next here on NKTelco Sports.
Clopay Building Products, America's favorite garage door, is now hiring for all manufacturing and over-the-road CDLA driving positions. Clopay is the largest residential garage door manufacturer in North America, and we are continuing to grow. Join our team and work in a safe, clean, modern environment. Clopay offers a great benefits package, is an equal opportunity employer, and a drug-free work environment. Imagine the possibilities when you open the door to your career at clopaydoor.com/careers.
Back here at Memorial Stadium in number 36, that is Noah Babb, who just caught 2 passes this half. Goes down, he walks off under his own power. A good sign if you're a West Carrollton fan.
Yeah, actually jogging off, so hopefully nothing major. And a job now for the Yellow Jackets. The clock should wind here, and it does. A good pickup there, 15 yards on the ground. A first down now into West Carrollton territory, but boy, points here, no matter how long it takes, again, is going to put it very difficult for West Carrollton. You just don't want to have a dumb turnover that results in a quick 6 for the Pirates going the other direction.
And working into West Carrollton territory, Cedric Johnson. They've gone with that QB run a lot here. And they'll give it to their halfback, E.J. Davis. He has stood up at the line. But best comes to best for Sidney. They do keep the ball in play. That'll keep the clock rolling, and we'll get it under 7 minutes before they can snap the ball next, most likely. As this is a windy night here at 30-0 Field.
Yeah, it hasn't really let down at all. We thought before the game it was very warm, setting up the equipment and stuff up here. Very warm, summer-like day. Sun is going down a couple hours ago, or a couple hours later from daylight, if you will, and it's definitely dropped, but the wind has not let up at all.
Johnson receives a shotgun snap, an incomplete pass there. We'll bring up 3rd and long. The intended receiver was Jacob Wheeler. That stops the clock for West Carrollton. If you can get a big 3rd down stop here and keep the clock stop, it gives West Carrollton some daylight late in this ball game. Ball will rest on the 45-yard line. As we see Noah Babb re-enter the ball game, back in playing his corner position in a slot corner. Will be on Jacob Wheeler. You got 2 receivers at the top and bottom of your screen. Johnson, tunnel screen to Martin, and he is taken down immediately there by number 24, Rhett Kaderi. And that'll bring up 4th down, and West Carrollton got to string together a couple of drives here, but definitely doable here. As you saw, a fast-paced offense last drive, 12 points, but you got to make up here.
I thought maybe they might even take a timeout. I know you have 3 left, but just a conservative clock here, because when you wind it down and you basically run out of time, and here you're pretty sure you know you're going to get the football. You could have salvaged.
And it's going to be a fake around the side. It's
big play. First down.
First down. A direct snap to number 7, Donovan Johnson. I thought that was a little bit of a unique formation there at first when you looked at the punt. I was thinking to myself when I saw an extra lineman come in there, 3 guys back to protect.
Yep. 7 takes it right around the corner from the 44 down to the 28.
And usually when you watch punt coverages in college or the NFL, there's usually what you call a gunner on the edge there on your offense, but there to block and seal the edge, but none of those around there. Credit the Sidney line for holding, and a big play there for the Jackets.
Yeah, that's going to make it a whole lot more difficult for West Carrollton, as instead of getting the ball back, Sidney's going to keep it. There's a penalty, and frustration setting in as the Yellow Jackets clapping their hands. So I was going to assume it was going to be against West Carrollton. Maybe I'm wrong.
It's going to be on Avante Martin.
No, you don't need that. So unfortunate there. It's going to take it from the 25 probably back to the 38-yard line.
And just plays you don't want to see late in the ball game. You get that big 4th down conversion. Then
you're in control. Happens. You've got the momentum. You basically have the game in your grasp, if you will, making it very difficult for West Carrollton. And then you have a unsportsmanlike penalty, which is going to push the Yellow Jackets back to the 40.
So West Carrollton catching a little bit of a break. It'll be 2nd and 22 from the 40-yard line. The line to gain is the 18-yard line for Sidney here, and now your job is a whole lot more difficult. You're expecting, if you're Sidney, to keep it on the ground and to keep clock rolling.
2nd and 22, play clock at 10, and game clock continues to run.
And I would expect maybe short passes here from Sidney to try to get something to keep the ball moving but keep the clock rolling at the same time. They'll do that. Pass to Isaiah Clark, but it is dropped. Ruled incomplete.
Again, that will stop the clock, and it was maybe a little low, but just not cleanly fielded or caught, and a break for the Pirates here as they're going to get a save a timeout. Still a long 3rd and 22, so kind of back-to-back bad plays. The penalty that really pushed them back, Brandon, and then the incomplete pass now stops the clock. So I don't want to say that they're keeping West Carrollton in the game, but the slim hopes that are out there for the Pirates are still there, albeit slim. Sidney, though, can take care of business here with some good positive plays on 3rd and 4th down.
And they're going to go to the air here, and it is a wobbly pass. Jacob Wheeler will not be able to catch up to it. 4th down, 5:06 remaining, and Sidney will bring on the punt unit. I thought maybe they might keep it on the ground there, Jeff, to burn
nothing
time,
else.
But
burn some clock, maybe force West Carrollton into a timeout. They're going to punt here, and it wasn't just a few plays ago. We thought they were going to punt and do the same thing. I doubt they run the fake again, but they were successful the last time they wanted to punt. They got a nice 16-yard pickup on the fake.
it'll be DeJuan Howard back to receive the punt. A punt.
Well, it was a very short punt.
Bounce. Let's see where they mark it at.
He's going to come up the field. I'm going to guess it's going to be close to the 30, 35-yard line.
And he's walking. We're seeing, and it'll be 26. The 26. So exactly 5 minutes remaining. West Carrollton's season on the line here, needing a score and potentially an onside kick. Wapak gets a safety and wins 15-0, shuts out Lima Shawnee to move on in the playoffs. Congratulations to the Wapak Canada Redskins.
Kind of was impressed last week. We had them against Defiance. They've had some issues with staffing, with their players not having a full staff until as of late. And who knows, they might be the dark horse and maybe the beneficiary of this all teams make the playoffs, because they weren't going to make it, you know, if it went full season with a couple losses early on, but playing at full strength now, playing pretty good football are the Redskins.
Cleveland's pass incomplete to Cedric Anthony, not in bounds. And Wapak pitches shutouts back-to-back weeks against Defiance and Lima Shawnee. As we take a look here, Runner Quality Meets replay of the incomplete pass to Cedric Anthony.
Need to get 1 foot in, and judge the referee right there is claiming that the first touched foot down was on the white, so incomplete pass.
Now, obviously 4-down territory from here on out for Coach Dion Black's squad. We'll go 2 receivers on the top and bottom of your screen as Howard is in the backfield with Cleveland as he claps his hands and receives the shotgun snap. He drops back. All the time in the world to throw. He steps up in the pocket. He weaves his way in and out.
Should try to get out of the bounds, and it'll be a short pickup, and he will get out of bounds.
A long way to run for a short gain for Kamari Cleveland. They'll bring up 3rd and 7, so give Kamari Cleveland 3 yards on the rush attempt there.
Good job by the Yellow Jackets defense. You just need to contain him. Don't let him get out wide open, because he's a big playmaker, and you just keep him in front of you and give up the short yards and make the tackles. Don't be a hero right now. You just need to make solid football plays and let your team move on to week number, what would be 8 now, but round 2 of the playoffs.
Teams can play other games after next week, as Cleveland darts across the first down marker and will keep his team on the field. West Carrollton, actually, if they would end up losing tonight, has a game scheduled with Vandalia Butler next week, potentially. So no matter the result of this game, they will have a game next week.
Yeah, it gets kind of confusing. I told you before, it's like baseball season in high school where you're playing tournament games and you have league games you have to get in. So now it's, if they lose, they're out of the tournament, but they can still play games up until a limit of 10. And, you know, kids want to play football, they have that option too, just albeit as a kind of a fun game. But, you know, you play a 10-week season usually, and sometimes by week 7 you're not going to make the playoffs. You still continue to play weeks 8, 9, and 10.
A bunch 4 receivers at the top of your screen. Cleveland comes across his body. That's caught by Noah Babb. His 3rd reception of the night. He's eventually tackled by number 7, Donovan Johnson, who was the one that received that fake punt snap. So the clock will continue to roll. West Carrollton with all their timeouts left. 4:14 remaining. Cleveland gets the play call. You'll have to see a little more urgency here from West Carrollton to the line. You think might need a couple plays called at the line. Cleveland gets the snap. Back to pass. He fires a deep ball intended for Babb again, and
out of bounds.
Out of bounds. Cam Vordemark there on the coverage. We've seen him go to Babb quite a handful of times here in this second half. We'll bring up 3rd and short, 3rd and 2 from the Jacket 44-yard line.
Well, right idea. It just hurts that, you know, the pass was so far out of bounds. You know, you'd like to make all of your chances, if you will, like at least legitimate, but it does stop the clock. As again, they're getting down into not only the score being the enemy, but more like the scoreboard. I mean, I should say the Yellow Jackets defense is one enemy. It's the time on the clock that's really the biggest defender right now. They're limited on time left in the game to try to get 2 touchdowns.
Cleveland gets the snap. The blitz is getting to him. He steps up out of the pocket, intercepted. That's picked off again by number 35, Curtis Spangler, his 2nd interception of the night. Curtis Spangler, right place, right time. A big interception, and that might have sealed this victory for Sidney.
Credit number 11 with the pressure, Bo Davis. He forces a tough throw going that direction, and Spangler, you mentioned his 2nd pick of the year, really just had to hang on and make the catch, and that's what he did.
Spangler with 2 picks tonight, so the only 2 West Carrollton turnovers. Curtis Spangler, the victim.
I like what Spangler did after he got it. He ran a few yards, and rather than trying to run down the field and get the ball stripped from behind, he just slid to the ground and basically, you know, turn the ball over to your offense. Sometimes you see defenders with a play, they'll run down the field, they're not used to securing the ball, and they get it taken away from them with like an arm tackle, and they can give the ball right back, in this case, to West Carrollton. So good job getting it and just getting down.
E.J. Davis slips in the backfield, and the clock continues to roll. West Carrollton not opting to use their timeout yet. It's a loss of 3 yards. So Sidney can roll the clock down to about 3 minutes if they want to here. You'd expect at least some of these next couple plays for West Carrollton to use a timeout.
Yeah, unless they just feel like they've done what they can and this is the way it's going to be, and we'll, you know, play the game out, because yeah, we're at 3 minutes, and Sidney takes it down to basically 5 seconds on the play clock, but they still are airing it out. So there's a nice catch. So
Jacob Wheeler, he turns it upfield. Wheeler turning it upfield and will be taken down to the 25-yard line. Jacob Wheeler with his 2nd big reception of the night. And Sidney inching closer to their first playoff win in 3 years.
36 yards, I believe, on that pass and catch from the 29, or from the 39 down to the 25. And again, maybe not what we're thinking run the ball, and they continue to play and maybe, you know, work on things they're going to try to, you know, improve upon. In a shortened season, you're still almost using this, you know, as trying to get your rhythm down, and a heck of a play, heck of a catch and run by the Yellow Jackets.
Clock rolling. Dion Black not opting to use the timeout. Trips at the top of your screen. Avante Martin on the bottom. It is a QB run there to Cedric Johnson again, and that'll pick up about 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and intermediate, 2nd and 5 for the Jackets. And again, that clock is rolling, so, you know, if Sidney can pick up a first down here, these next 2 plays, they might be able to knee. And
I think they're in victory formation here. I don't think West Carrollton is going to challenge with timeouts. And you talk about keys of the game, Coach Dunges talk about big plays, and unofficially, I've got them for at least 5 over 20, and about 3 or 4 they're right around 16, 17, 18 yards. So you put that together, they had a large handful, maybe let's give them 7, where they got big chunk plays. They're going to get a touchdown.
Cedric Johnson, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the night from 19 yards out, puts the cherry on top for the Sidney Yellow Jackets. Darts through the left side. Touchdown for Sidney. You figured if they just got the first down, they would have went down and went in victory formation, but let's look here on a Winter Quality Meets replay. Great block on the edge by Avante Martin to seal it there. And Sidney, 1 minute and 37 seconds away from their first playoff victory in 3 years, which was over Dayton Belmont. And 3 for 3 on PATs tonight is Carson Taylor. 31-12, our score here on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. And Sidney looks like they're going to have a date with Stebbins next week.
Well, a rematch. Again, a game lost by just 2 points, 22-20 back on September 4th. So you got to think in a lot of confidence right now for the Yellow Jackets. And Yeah, you're kind of the underdog, if you will. No pressure. Go down there and make plays. And they've done a nice job tonight and have earned a big win here. They're, like I said, a big tournament win here in this modified season.
Yeah, and they moved to 4-3 on the season. They finished their regular season 3-3. So as Sidney will send their kickoff team here. Carson Taylor, kind of an unsung here tonight too, had that big 41-yard field goal, 3 for 3 on PAT. So credit Carson Taylor with 6 points tonight.
Yeah, he's done a nice job. He's 20 of 21 on PATs this year, and the big 41-yarder. But the one that got blocked, not necessarily his fault, because you know the defender got through there. It will go as a missed field goal attempt, but has done a nice job, and he's been able to put the ball in the end zone here in the kickoffs. You watch West Carrollton; they've tried to almost pooch kick it. We've seen Carson Taylor drill a number of his kickoffs out of bounds and force them basically to start from their own 20.
And they'll go with a little pooch
yep, there he squibs
kick again. And
there's a hop that they field. We saw Sidney have trouble with a punt that ended up that way.
And that is a great special teams tackle there by Jay Wheeler. And down at the 15-yard line was DeJuan Howard tripped up, who made a nice one-handed catch on the bounce. West Carrollton will set up shop deep in their own territory with 1:31 remaining.
And 3 touchdown runs for Cedric Johnson. Remember, the game opened with an E.J. Davis 8-yard run way back in the first quarter.
And a hat trick tonight for Cedric Johnson, the pass leader in the Miami Valley League. Does it with his feet tonight. Jackets lead 31-12 here. 91 seconds remaining here. Kamari Cleveland has Green and Howard in the backfield. And there's movement along the West Carrollton line.
Johnson, you mentioned those 3 touchdowns. That makes it 4, 5, and 6 on the season for him on the ground.
And that puts a little extra hurt and a little extra nail in the coffin there for West Carrollton. They'll still move back 5 more yards. West Carrollton will move to 1-4 on the season. Kamari Cleveland will be back for the squad next year. Kamari Cleveland, just a junior.
We've seen him throw some very nice long passes. He's got looks like a very strong arm.
And they'll get the ball ahead to DeJuan Howard, and they'll probably just let the clock roll here and actually take that back. West Carrollton will call a quick timeout.
I don't understand that at all, but nonetheless, not my decision. Just seemed like even way back when they had him sitting like on 4th and long and on the first punt, if you will, they didn't call a timeout then. And even after Sidney faked it and got the first down, they forced a punt very shortly after, still didn't call a timeout. And at that time, it was a 12-point game.
Yeah, it'll be Sidney's first playoff win in 3 years. That was the other year, but they had current Northwestern running back Isaiah Bowser part of this squad, and that squad really captured the hearts of this Sidney community. They made their first playoff appearance in 28 years. He said only in 1989 and 2017, the only playoff appearances for Sidney in school history. But we talk about it, the playoff field, if it would have been expanded like it usually would be, like it was supposed to be expanded to 12 teams this year.
This year would have been 12 next year.
It's supposed to be 12 next year, but if it would have been this year, Sidney would have been in. If it was like it was the past few years, it would have just been outside.
Correct, because 8 teams usually went from the region. Next year, they're expanding that to 12 teams per region, which I believe Sidney came in here ranked 10th. I don't know if that's what they were seeded. That's voted on by the coaches, not the point system this year. But nonetheless, you know, seeded 10th, if you will, and if it was next year's format, if they were point-wise 10th, they would have made the playoffs anyway. So a little bit of different format this year, obviously a different one next year when they expand the playoffs.
And DeJuan Howard gets a little dump pass, and it will be a first down, and the clock will continue to roll. Kamari Cleveland back in the gun, receives the snap, looking to pass. Cleveland weighing his options, going down the middle to Jordan Berry, and he almost got it at midfield. Broken up there wonderfully by number 24, Grant Fair. A big pass breakup there for Fair as I look here on Winter Quality Meets replay.
Yeah, well timed defensively. Pretty nice ball and probably should have been caught, but boy, good contact jars it loose because they're also, I believe they come down with the reception if there's not a good tackle there. And defensively, nice job, well done, and forces a 2nd and 10 here. But right now, Yellow Jackets well in control. Just basically the only result is the final score here. And Yellow Jackets, a lot of excitement on the sidelines, and well, you should be. You know, winning isn't easy, and you have to enjoy it when it happens. But not live on what happened in the past. You got a big test next week. Get a team to beat you earlier by a couple points.
Flag down in the backfield. The ball is juggled and mishandled there by number 23, Jarrell Sanders. Just holding on the offense. That'll scoot West Carrollton back 10 yards. 48 seconds remaining. Tip City defeats Pond 55-6. Franklin defeats Butler 14-6. So it looks like Vandalia, Butler, and West Carrollton will play next Friday, as we were able to schedule games, like you said, like we mentioned earlier.
I don't know what the limit is. I know there's a cutoff. You obviously can't go past 10 or a certain date on the calendar. And again, I think this is all done to help get the season in, including a state championship, before it stretches out too far and maybe the risk of other, the COVID disease spread. So I assume that's the thought process, but still giving teams, like I said, even after defeat, a chance to play football.
DeJuan Howard with a nice run up the middle, tackled by Cam Vordemark there. And that'll be a 1st down. It'll freeze the clock, and there's a timeout called. West, their 2nd timeout. They'll have 1 remaining. And we'll take a quick break. We'll come back here next on NKTelco Sports.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it. And online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Back here at Sidney Memorial Stadium, 30-0 field here. And Sidney all but inching closer and closer to their first playoff win in 3 years. 31-12 over West Carrollton, 41 seconds away. And a great performance from Sidney tonight. They controlled the whole game.
They've really done a nice job, and really the only turnover they had was on that freak punt that kind of bad hopped them, and their defense was able to shut down the Pirates from a score right before half, which was big, because who knows what that would have done to this game, as it, them cutting it, the deficit down right before half, but the defense holds. And
there's a little quick out to Jordan Berry. That rolls the clock under 40 seconds. 36 seconds to be exact, as Berry ran out of bounds there. See to opt to how many more plays West Carrollton will run. They're going pass heavy here. Again, they go to Berry, a little side out there.
They're giving the completion right at the 40.
They'll give him they'll give him the completion there. 32 seconds remaining.
This might be the longest end of a game that's kind of, over. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but this last minute and a half or 2 minutes, with some timeouts being taken and such, is taking just a little longer than the rest of it seemed like the flow of the game had taken.
And a lot of Sidney fans emptying out the stands. So congratulations to Coach Dunges and his squad advancing to the 2nd round. You get that date with Stebbins next week.
And that will be at Stebbins High School. Again, a little different this year, as Brandon mentioned. The home teams will host for at least a while. I don't know how many weeks this will go, and not sure if even the regional finals will be a home site or a neutral site.
And Berry out of bounds. It'll be 3rd and 2 with 27 seconds remaining here. And Lehman falls tonight to Southeastern 21-19. Disappointing to see our fellow NKTelco school, Lehman, bow out of the playoffs. The Southeastern's earned the right to play another NKTelco school in New Bremen next week. That'll be at Cardinal Field there.
Cardinals having a very nice season.
Yeah.
It really turned around. You think of New Bremen a few years ago. That's 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago. They had a meeting basically. It's like, are we going to continue football or not? Numbers were down and such, but boy, numbers are up and wins are up. And they last year had a good run in tournament, won some tournament games. So Coach Chris Schmidt did a nice job there for the Cardinals. And they'll have a home game again. You mentioned for Week 8 football in the playoffs.
And there's going to be a false start penalty on West Carrollton, so that'll make actually a delay game, excuse me, for West Carrollton. 3rd and 7 here. Long little end of the game here. As Cleveland back in the gun, Green and Howard next to him. He'll receive the snap from the center here as he claps his hands. He'll hand it right off there to Green, and he's taken down. And he's short.
A lot of round of applause there for number 52 with the tackle.
And West Carrollton uses their last time out on 4th and 1. We'll stay here.
Connor Linneman, number 52, he gets a round of applause from his teammates. He's a senior. Comes up with a tackle there, and players are cheering him on from the sideline.
4th and 1. There'll be 14 seconds remaining. So
a lot of celebration going on for the Yellow Jackets here in this final. Seems like forever for the game, but the players on the sidelines definitely having a good time now.
Yeah, and these seniors were freshmen when they made that playoff run to the regional quarterfinal or the regional semifinals there the other year. So they know what postseason football is about. They're an experienced squad for Sidney. And say this, that was a special season for Sidney. They get a playoff win here. They've got it's going to be a 50-50 shot here against Stebbins. It's going to be a good game next Friday.
I think Sidney should go with a lot of confidence. I mean, nothing to lose, and playing some good football now. And
this will probably be the last play of the game potentially. There's a flag down. Cleveland throws the ball towards the end zone.
It is incomplete with 4 seconds left on the clock, and I believe the holding penalty will be declined, but it'll still be a victory formation. Kind of neat. They'll give the offense. This is what supposedly you go through every day of practice, right, Brandon? The victory formation lineup, and they're going to have to have the offense go out and take that very favorable victory formation.
And well deserved by the Sidney Yellow Jackets. Congratulations to them for their first playoff victory yet again in 3 years. 4 seconds remaining on the clock, and they'll get a genuflect here with 4 seconds remaining.
And West Carrollton doesn't have any timeouts left to stop the clock.
No, they do not. So with 4 seconds remaining, Sidney will go in victory formation, and they will advance to 4-3 on the season. Long-awaited shotgun snap. Knee down. We hit triple zeros. There's your final. Sidney 31, West Carrollton 12. We'll take a short break. Come back with the final stats and the player of the game here next on NKTelco Sports.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Allglaze and Sidney Audiology are committed to providing the most advanced and affordable hearing care solutions.
Did you know that more and more insurances are offering coverage for hearing aids and that we are the most comprehensive provider in the area?
Because we want to serve all in our community, we partner with agencies such as Medicaid, OOD, Sertoma, and most recently the VA, helping our veterans find local solutions to their problems.
Don't leave unused benefits on the table this year. Call us today to see if you qualify.
Hello, New Bremen. I'm Matt Everidge with NKTelco, and we're here for you for your cable, telephone, and internet services.
Hey, Minster. This is Nate Henry with NKTelco, and we're here for you for your existing cable TV, internet, and phone service.
Hey, New Knoxville. I am Wesley Meyer at NKTelco. We are here for you and your customer service needs.
Hey, Maria Stein. I'm Ken with NKTelco, and we are here for you with hometown pride.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Back here at 30-0 Field, as you see the Sidney Yellow Jackets team celebrating a hard-fought playoff victory, 31-12 here on this Grand Lake Health Systems production of high school sports. Here for the final stats, Mr. Jeff Hinchin.
Well, a lot of offense tonight. More importantly, points for the Yellow Jackets. They put points on the board, and West Carrollton racked up a lot of yards, 319 total yards. The Yellow Jackets a few more, 333. Rushing yards in favor of West Carrollton, 185 to 172. Passing yards, Sidney Yellow Jackets 161, West Carrollton 134. First downs pretty much even, 16-15. Turnovers 2-1, but both those turnovers kind of a little bit tail of the game, if you will. The first turnover was an interception by Curtis Spangler in the first drive by West Carrollton. That led to a touchdown drive by Sidney. And the next turnover stopped a threat late in the game by West Carrollton that kind of took away any chance they had, if you will, to get back into the ball game. That one again by Spangler. So turnovers really a big part of this game. Give credit to West Carrollton. They did move the ball down the field and such, but just didn't come away with points. Defense for Sidney had a number of fourth down conversions that gave stops and gave the ball back to their offense, and sometimes in very short field. And Sidney was able to go down and convert for points.
And Curtis Spangler, our player of the game as well, Jeff.
Yeah, we mentioned his name. A big start, if you will, set the tone for that defense. The linebacker, 2 interceptions on the game for Curtis Spangler, number 35 on your roster. And kind of set the stage. His defense came up big, and they made some good stops again numerous times during the game when they had to. And it held a team that was averaging, I believe, over 28 or so points a game to 12. So I thought the defense for Sidney did a nice job and played smart football and forced a couple turnovers along the way.
Congratulations, Curtis Spangler, our player of the game. Sidney advances to face Stebbins next Friday in Region 3, or Division 3, Region 8 playoff football. That'll do it for us here tonight from 30-0 Field as the Sidney Yellow Jackets defeat West Carrollton 31-12. And we'd like to thank our crew tonight, directed by Bryce Hamrick. On cameras, Kurt Kuffner and Mark Fissel. For Jeff Hinchin, I'm Brandon Koberman. For the final time, Sidney defeats West Carrollton 31-12. We'll see you next time here on NKTelco Sports. Stay happy and stay healthy out there, my friends.